Good morning, Rose Dalton. Good morning, Carl Middleman.
Hi.
What did Jay-Z call his wife before he married her?
What did JC call his wife?
Fiance. Right.
She went from Beyonce to fiance.
Yeah.
Now that is a great line. How come we're just hearing about that now? They've been married for 20 years.
And he put a ring on it. Yeah.
That is a great line. Oh, my goodness. That's fantastic. All right. You're going to wake up this morning, and you might see some snow flurries, or as Carl put it, dandruff on your car.
What it looked like.
Not a lot. Just the start of a little something. If you still get to Head and Shoulders at the store, you'll be fine. But just a hint around the edges of the windshield, you'll notice. Maybe by the windshield wipers, you'll notice. Maybe the running boards, you'll notice a little
dusting.
So it's almost like the dew froze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't have any snow. There's no snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Like the dew froze.
What's Jaws' favorite shampoo? Head and Shoulders.
Should have quit while you were ahead. You see that. That's one step too far, that one. All right. Coming up on the show today, we've got Karen Travers. Is the government shutdown over? I have no idea. We'll wait and see what the latest is with Karen Travers. News is happening pretty fast. We'll get into that with Karen Travers from the White House. We'll get into that with Stephen Portnoy from Washington. Jim Ryan on the flights. And where are we with the flights? Stephen Roberts on the analysis of all this. Randy Carricker is going to talk a little sports. Tough one for the Tigers over the weekend. How did the Blues do last night?
It was Saturday, and they were winning and lost with less than 2 seconds to go.
Oh, we're not at this. We're not doing this again, are we?
It was a goaltender interference, and they even looked at it. They got a call to look at it. The Blues didn't even try to challenge it. They got a call from upstairs and said you should look at it, and they decided that even though the player kicked Joel Hofer's stick out of the way, it was not interference.
Really?
Yeah.
So a bit of a controversy.
Yes.
All right. It was the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah.
What is a Kraken?
It's like a fish, isn't it?
Did you ever see Pirates of the Caribbean?
No.
Well, it's a mythical sea creature.
Yeah.
McCracken.
Well, it was in overtime. Was it in overtime?
Well, they lost in overtime.
Oh,
so
okay.
they were winning.
Gotcha. The last second goal tied it up.
Yes.
And then they lost it in overtime.
Because the building was deflated.
Sure, yeah, I hear you. All right. So we got that. We got the tough Mizzou game over the weekend. And then we can talk to Randy about how I'm killing it in my fantasy football league.
And collusion and gambling.
Oh yeah. It's not even worth mentioning anymore. But those two baseball players who were suspended indefinitely for what was comically bad gambling performances, right? Where the first pitch of the game, the guy threw it to the backstop. He almost hit the bull, and yeah. So the people were like, "That's weird. You're one of the best relievers in baseball, and you did that." So they suspended him, and then over the weekend they charged him, the two people, with fraud. Basically, they could go to jail for years. But I read that story. The monies is almost comically low. It's
They're
like
they got millions.
They got paid $50,000. In one instance, I think they gave him $16,000 or $6,000. Or you're like, again, this is the misinformation about gambling, that you think you're doing it for the money. It's not the money. And here you have professional baseball players making millions of dollars. This guy is considered one of the best relievers in the game, and he's throwing his world away for $50,000.
Oh.
When I'm sure these guys borrow $50,000 till payday, right? I mean, it's just it's comical how it's not about the money.
Could it have been more subtle?
Sure. Well, that's the dirty little secret, right? Instead of being so egregiously bad, just be a little bit bad. Just run a little bit slower.
Throw it a little high.
Just swing a little bit closer. Just throw a pitch a little bit closer to the plate. Right?
Well, isn't that, game throwing 101? Right? Where you make it not obvious? Subtle, right?
Yes, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, that's why, in the NBA, it's like points or whatever else. You just, all of a sudden, you
miss a layup.
You miss a layup. Or,
right. You don't just
or,
throw bricks.
Boy, my knee really hurts tonight. I'm not going to play tonight.
Well,
right?
they caught him.
There's a million. You caught one of them. I don't know how many more we haven't caught, right? I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Or you have a really bad game on Tuesday, but you have a really good game on Wednesday. Right? I mean, it's just, it's too easy to cheat, which is why you're only catching the really, really stupid ones. It's so criminal. All right, we'll get into all that. We have a new addition to the show. We have Rose in the newsroom, and we have Rosie, the yellow lab.
Who's not in the studio.
Who's not in the studio.
Unlike Frank Cusimano's dog.
Unlike Frank Cusimano's dog, who just apparently has a microphone named after him. I tried to get the name changed.
You wanted Pickles.
I tried everything.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not happy.
Well, I don't. There's only so much I can do.
I didn't think she even wanted Rosie. I thought she wanted something else.
No, she wanted Rosie from day one.
Oh.
And I even went to the point where I was like, pick out the American Girl doll catalog. Anything you want. And she thought for a second. She's like, nope, I want Rosie.
I mean, maybe you got to put your foot down sometimes.
Well,
maybe.
Well, when they're eating Windex, you say, look, here's the deal.
You can't
This is
eat
not a
Windex.
battle.
You can only drink it.
This battle was not worth having.
As she gets older and wiser and more stubborn, I don't know where she gets this stubborn streak from. As soon as I find out where she gets this stubborn streak from, I'm gonna nip that in the bud. But until then, apparently the rule of thumb with parenting is pick your battles. So stop eating the paste. I'll win, and then she can call the dog Rosie. I tell you what, it's a pretty cute dog. It's a pretty cute dog. But as you can, right? It's 10 weeks old, 11 weeks old. So it's we're on high alert at the Millhaven household.
Is it trained already?
No, not even close. No. No, not even close. It's a good thing puppies are cute. But, you take her out every hour. You watch her like a hawk. You do all the things you're supposed to do. So there you go. All right.
Did you hide all the socks?
Well, she hasn't even gotten to the sock room yet. We're keeping her in the kitchen.
Okay.
Give her a little space and then let her expand as she proves that she is worthy of more space. So there you go. 6:14 here at Big 550 KTRS. Captain Paul Kopsky. St. Louis Classic Company Traffic Center. Good morning, Captain Paul.
Good morning, McGraw. No problems on the roads right now. The signals are on flash at eastbound 70 and Jennings Station. A few construction notes. 2 southbound lanes of 55 are closed between Bayless and South Lindbergh until 3 p.m. today for road work. 1 eastbound right lane of Manchester will be closed between Barrett Station and 270 from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. today. And 1 eastbound and 1 westbound lane of Olive will be closed between 270 and 170 from 9 o'clock this morning until 3 this afternoon for road work. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rack House in Cottleville. Stop by for brunch or happy hour or plan your next event, specifically group outings or holiday parties at the Rack House. The Rack House, featuring a seasonal menu and upscale casual dining and drinks since 2014. From the KTRS St. Louis Classic Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
A cold start to the work week. In fact, our first hard freeze of the season early this morning. Even a few flurries in spots, but clouds clear quickly. The sun comes out. It's going to stay cold this afternoon, though. The high only around 40 degrees despite the sunshine. That stiff northwest wind's going to make it feel like 20s to low 30s even this afternoon. And then mostly clear and cold tonight. Thankfully, those winds do ease down to about 27 in St. Louis early Tuesday morning. And then the warming trend begins tomorrow. Tuesday, Veterans Day, up to 56. I think we'll be in the 60s Wednesday and Thursday, back to the 70s by Friday. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers for the Big 550 KTRS.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Matt Chambers. Let's talk Neighbors Credit Union, because Neighbors Credit Union is a wonderful St. Louis community partner. They have 8 area locations, and it's a credit union. Credit union works like banks in lots of different ways, but there's some subtle differences. And one is you become a member of a credit union. And when you become a member of a credit union, you get all special benefits. Now, it's not very hard to become a member. Sign up for any one of their accounts, and then you are automatically a member. Not used to be that way, but they've sort of, all those rules have sort of fallen by the wayside. So what's great about Neighbors Credit Union is that you go into any one of their 8 area locations and you open up an account. Like, for example, this new debit all-day account is an account that is geared towards life in the 21st century. They have easily accessible to an app, to digital, and then back again. They have all sorts of restrictions on fees, so you're not going to get dinged on all the different fees every time you turn around, especially overdraft fees. So Neighbors Credit Union has created this wonderful new account, and it's, dare I say, flying off the shelves, but really there's no limit, right? Everybody can have a debit all day account. It's not like they have a limited quality. So here's what you do. Swing by any one of the 8 area locations and open up a debit all day account, and then take advantage of all of the new features and new benefits of a debit all-day account from Neighbors Credit Union. NeighborsCU.org.
Health insurance can feel complicated, but Medica health plans are different. See, we're nonprofit, which means people first, not shareholders. And we're right here in St. Louis with affordable plans for local care you trust. Your doctors, your hospitals, to help you feel your best. With Medica, your health coverage can feel a bit simpler. And now, we're here for you. Medica Health Plans. You're not just covered, you're cared for.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for our friends at Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution, and they've been in St. Louis for over 20 years with 2 locations, one at Clayton and Lindbergh, and the other one just west of 270 on Olive. If you've got your own business and you want to have a better banking experience, look no further than Triad Bank. Their mission is to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services to you and your business. For more, go to triadbanking.com.
Truck drivers, wherever you want to take your driving career in 2026, Schneider has an opportunity for you. Our huge selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers can choose from dedicated, intermodal, dry van, and tanker options. Don't wait to upgrade your career before the new year. Search jobs and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
McGraw Millhaven on KTRS.
Here's a story for you. I love this story with all the things going on. We'll get into the government shutdown. Where are we with Karen Travers in about 10 minutes or so. So hang tight for the latest on that. Listen to this. There was a private triplet who was... how do I want to tell this story? Private Triplet was enlisted in the 53rd North Carolina Infantry Regiment in May of 1862.
Okay.
Then he was transferred to the 26th North Carolina Infantry Regiment early in the following year. And according to Confederate records, he fell sick and his regiment marched towards Gettysburg. He remained in the hospital, so therefore he missed the devastating losses at Gettysburg. Of the 800 men from the 26th North Carolina Regiment, 734 of them were killed or wounded, but Private Triplet missed out. Now a deserter, because he missed out because he was sick and he was in the hospital, he made his way to Tennessee, where he was enlisted in the Union. Okay? That was the 3rd North Carolina Mounted Infantry, known as Kirk's Raiders. He carried out a campaign of sabotage against Confederate targets in eastern Kentucky and western North Carolina. The unit was named after Tennessee-born Commander Colonel George Washington Kirk. Now, why is this all a story? Well, years later, this Private Triplet married Aleda Hall in 1924. Years later. She was 34 at the time. He was 83, which is interesting because today that would be mocked and scoffed at and everything else. But back in the day, the age difference wasn't that rare, especially during the Great Depression, because many Civil War veterans found themselves older. They had a pension. Okay, and yet they were growing older. There were no health cares and, senior living centers and all this type of stuff. And so, it was sort of a social compact, right? I've got some money. You're 34. You help me in my older age. And, a business arrangement in a sense.
Like Bill Belichick.
Well, whatever.
Whoa.
Okay, so this Elda Hall marries this 83-year-old man. Elda Hall died
Before
In 2020, and Elda Hall 6 years ago became the last known person to receive a pension from the Civil War in 2020 when she died.
Whoa.
She was 90.
Wow.
That is an unbelievable story. Think about that. This guy's father, this Private Triplet's father, fought in the Revolutionary War. So, think about that for a second.
Good genes, though.
So the decision, he has started fighting in the war for the Confederacy, defected to the North, which apparently, because he was fighting in the North, then he was eligible for the pension. When she died, she was receiving, because she was considered somewhat mentally ill, so she got some of the benefits. So she was a wife who had some mental difficulties. She was eligible. She received a pension of $73.13 up every single month until she died.
Who was writing these? How are these checks? Are they even checks? What are they? Like, what? Like,
2020, I'm sure they
bank
were
account?
a Venmo account for this woman who's married to somebody who fought in the
like the Pony Express dropped off.
I mean, is that
that's pretty crazy.
Unbelievable?
Wow.
And her benefits never went up at all?
Well, I'm sure they did, but whatever they were, when she died, they were $73 a month. The last known recipient of Civil War benefits died 6 years ago in 2020. How's that for a Veterans Day story?
That's excellent. And it outlasted like the Publishers Clearinghouse.
I mean, that's
impressive.
2020 was the year she died, and in 1924, she married her husband. She was 34 at the time. He was 80-something. He lived to 90 years old, and not much was known of her. Just a couple of stories along the way, but she died in 2020 at the age of 90 and was the last known recipient of Civil War benefits.
Wow.
That just blows your mind when you think about it. I mean, somebody's walking around this earth in 2020 who was married to somebody who fought in the Civil War. If that doesn't bring history alive to you, nothing will. That right? How think about it, right? The Civil War was ancient. But yet this woman who died in 2020 knew somebody who fought in the Revolutionary War? Crazy stuff. That's why history is the best. St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Here is Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw, there's a crash on 70 West at 170, blocking the two left lanes with traffic slow back to Florissant Road. The signals are on flash at eastbound 70 and Jennings Station, and two southbound lanes of 55 are closed between Bayless and South Lindbergh until 3 o'clock this afternoon for road work. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
By the way, people on the text line want to know her name. Her name was Irene Triplet. She kept her husband's name all these years, Irene Triplet. So there you go. She died in 2020 from complications following surgery for injuries from a fall, as so many seniors do. She was in a nursing home where she was living. All right, 6:30 here, Big 550 KTRS. Let's go to the newsroom. Here's Rose Dalton.
President Donald Trump has pardoned his former personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, his former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, and others accused of backing the Republicans' efforts to overturn the 2020 election, according to the Justice Department. Ed Martin, the government's pardon attorney, posted on social media a signed proclamation of the full, complete, and unconditional pardon, which also names conservative attorneys Sidney Powell and John Eastman. The Senate has taken the first step to end the government shutdown after a group of moderate Democrats agreed to proceed without a guaranteed extension of health care subsidies. This angered many Democrats who say Americans want them to continue the fight. In a test vote that is the first in a series of procedural maneuvers, the Senate voted late Sunday to move toward passing compromise legislation to fund the government and hold a vote by mid-December on extending expiring health care tax credits. In local headlines, a major sidewalk improvement project is set to begin today in University City. The project along the intersection of Pershing and Jackson Avenues aims to enhance pedestrian safety and accessibility with new sidewalks, ADA upgrades, street resurfacing, and utility improvements. And in celebration of the U.S. Marine Corps' 250th birthday, Governor Mike Kehoe has ordered the Missouri State Capitol Dome to shine red, white, and blue through sunrise tomorrow. The lighting pays tribute to generations of Marines who have served our nation with courage, honor, and unwavering commitment to the United States of America. 28 degrees, 6:31. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News.
All right, I got that story wrong. I apologize. She's the daughter of the Civil War soldier, not the wife.
Oh, okay.
She was the daughter. She was born in 1930.
Got it. Okay.
Her mother married this. Her mother was 34 when she got married. She was the product of the marriage.
Okay.
And so he was whatever he was when 80-something when she was born. She was born in 1930. So
the daughter.
Okay. Right. And the daughter
who
just died.
Passed away in 2020.
Right. And the daughter was receiving Civil War benefits because she was the daughter of a Civil War soldier. So sorry about that, but still insane. That the
Wait, so they had the kid when he was 80?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I took a special kin to that. That's why that story's hit closer to home. Hey, Ronald McDonald House is a wonderful, wonderful organization. The Ronald McDonald House is here in town, and they're all over the country. But here in town, they have 2 locations. And you may have heard about the Ronald McDonald House. You might have seen some of their signs. You might have heard me talk about it in the past. So what is the Ronald McDonald House? It's actually a very simple mission. What the Ronald McDonald House does is it is a home away from home for families with seriously ill children. They have 2 locations, and they just opened up a new 72-bed facility just right there on Highway 40. And what they do is when the families come to town for the children, they have to go somewhere, right? You have other kids. You have to live in St. Louis while your one child is getting treated. And so the Ronald McDonald House becomes their home away from home. Last year alone, they served over 500 families from countries all over the world. Most come from Illinois and Missouri, but they've got an extraordinary list of families who have come to St. Louis and have been saved by the Ronald McDonald House. End of the year charities, end of the year giving. Yeah, the Ronald McDonald House is looking to raise some money because every family pays something, but of course it just doesn't cover the costs, and that's why the Ronald McDonald House is here. We have world-class hospitals, but if you can't get here and you can't get treated here, what's the point of having world-class hospitals? And that's what makes it happen, the Ronald McDonald House. So to find out more and end of the year giving, rmhcstl.com. Think of it as Ronald McDonald House Charities, rmhcstl.com.
Don't miss Straight Talk on Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Join this dynamic father-daughter duo every Saturday morning for an entertaining and intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing. From decades of financial planning expertise combined with a deep knowledge of healthcare benefits, Aaron and Jeff will give you the Straight Talk on Retirement every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on the Big 550. KTRS.
Hey, it's Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. St. Louis winters don't mess around, and neither should you. When those freezing temps hit, the last thing you want to do is discover your furnace isn't up to the job. That's why now is the perfect time to call Premier Heating and Cooling. Their certified technicians will give your system a full checkup, making sure it's safe, efficient, and ready to keep your family warm all season long. Think of it like an oil change for your car. A little preventative care now saves you from big, expensive breakdowns later. Plus, a tuned-up system runs more efficiently, which means lower energy bills when the cold really sets in. So don't wait until you're shivering under 3 blankets. Schedule your heating inspection today with Premier Heating and Cooling. Excellent rating with the Better Business Bureau. So many of their new customers are referred by happy customers like me. PremierHeatingCooling.net 636-916-1122.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
$6:35 here, Big 550. KTRS. Karen Travers, we went to bed last night and there was a deal to open up the government. What do we know?
Yeah, I mean, it was a test vote, so kind of a procedural thing that the Senate went through, but it was a significant breakthrough. They reached a deal to reopen the government. 8 Democrats broke with the majority of the Democratic Party to advance the measure. And essentially, those Democrats backed away from what had been the key demand of extending the expiring Obamacare subsidies in order to prevent health insurance premiums from rising for millions of Americans. There is some pushback, of course, from other Democrats saying that the party gave up too soon. Democrats are upset about this, that the fight, is kind of over, but now it's a matter of figuring out how you keep pushing on this over the next couple of months into the midterms and framing this differently. But in terms of the actual immediate, now they have to go and actually pass the funding bill, get it over to the House. The House has to come back to work. They've been gone for literally 5 weeks. They have not been in Washington. Then they would have to pass this, get it to the president's desk for his signature to reopen the government.
So really a lot more steps, and this was interesting news, but not necessarily the headlines, hey, the government shutdown's over with.
The government is not open right now, but this was a huge step. Like, it means it will reopen. Now, assuming there aren't any strange hiccups and hurdles in the House, but you have to think that with the Senate Republican leadership moving forward with this and getting 8 Democrats on board, that they can guarantee it's going to pass in the House. But, stranger things have happened, so we'll see.
All right, we'll stay there. Karen Travers, the president, is very upset that inflation is up. He keeps claiming and screaming and yelling that it's down, it's going up. It seems like he's having a bit of an interesting conversation with the facts.
Yeah, and prices are not down in the way he says they're down. He is likes to cheerlead the economy, and he did this again last night at the Commanders-Lions game. But there is certainly you saw this in the polls last week after those off-year elections that voters were saying they're very concerned about prices. They're concerned about inflation. They're concerned about the state of the economy. And, it's a thing that he campaigned on and talked about maybe right when he first came in January. But there was a bit of analysis last week saying that he maybe isn't talking about it enough or isn't saying what he's doing to bring down prices. And so the president last week kind of kept hearing him say, like, well, affordability, like as if he was going to make up for all the time and start talking about it. But he's doing it in the sense of, like, we've already fixed this problem. And that's not what voters are feeling. And that's certainly not what the data is showing at this point.
No. And to sort of tie these two stories together with the Affordable Care Act subsidies going away, if no deal is struck on that, people are in for a rude awakening when they get their health care bills.
Yeah, and I mean, the open enrollment period's already started. So, like, the rates have been set. And that's why, like, there was a sense that maybe November 1st was going to be the day when the Democrats said, okay, we didn't get what we wanted here, let's move on. But, now people are going to start looking at these figures for next year and realize how much more their health insurance is going to cost. So you kind of have some pushback then from Democrats of saying, like, okay, well, we tried, and now Republicans have to own this. Republicans are saying we are now willing to negotiate on this issue once the government is reopened. They were just not willing to do it while the Democrats were, holding the government funding process hostage to talk about health care.
20 seconds left or so. Karen Travers, are they going to name that new Washington football stadium Trump Stadium?
There was a report over the weekend by ESPN that cited senior White House officials saying that he would like that to happen. He wasn't asked about this last night when he was at the game, unfortunately. It would have been nice to hear him say this. I mean, look, you guys know this, covering sports and big things. There's always going to be like a corporate sponsorship push because somebody wants to pay a lot of money to get their name on a stadium. That person will not be the president, but will there be something honorary? We'll see. His reaction last night, the reaction to him last night in the stadium was not overwhelmingly positive. I mean, this is an area that obviously went for Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, overwhelmingly the city and the surrounding suburbs too. So we will see if that moves anywhere, but it would ultimately be the team and the D.C. City Council that would be looking at this.
Karen Travers, you're the best. Thanks for checking in. Have a good day.
Have a great day. Thanks.
641 here, Big 550 KTRS. Can we all head over to Ted Drew's on Chippewa and have a little frozen custard? You betcha we can. Look, the weather's turned a little chilly, and so frozen custard, yeah, put a little hot fudge on there. It'll be just right. You betcha. Chippewa and Ted Drew's have been synonymous for, since 1929. They're coming up on 100 years. And we got the Thanksgiving break right in front of us. Friends are coming in, families coming in, kids are coming back from college. Kids are coming back after being away for a while. Head over to Ted Drew's. Yeah, you betcha. And then, of course, Christmas season's right around the corner, and so no better place to get a Christmas tree, a wreath, or anything else than Ted Drew's. So remember, it's Ted Drew's this holiday season for frozen custard, Christmas trees, wreaths, and everything else. Chippewa, Ted Drew's. It's now open. We'll see you there. Ted Drew's. It's a St. Louis tradition. Ted Drew's.
Andy from Hats and Stuff. My retirement sale continues, and that means deep discounts on Blues, Cardinals, City SC, Mizzou, and it's going fast.
Almost everything is a fraction of the original price, so get your holiday shopping done as I relive 30 years of a fantastic run with Hats and Stuff.
Located in Westport Plaza, across from the Drunken Fish and the Kobe Steakhouse, and the Soulard Farmers Market on Saturdays. Hats and Stuff. Good stuff at really great prices.
This November, the Black Friday sale is all month long at Byerly RV. Get special pricing on select new and used RVs and find the perfect fit for your next adventure. Buy now and enjoy free storage until April 26th so your RV is ready when you are. With no payments until 2026 with approved credit, there's never been a better time to buy. The Byerly RV Black Friday sale runs all month long, but the best deals won't last. Visit Byerly RV in Eureka or shop online at ByerlyRV.com today.
Schrader Funeral Homes and Crematory, St. Louis's oldest family-owned funeral home, offering complete funeral, burial, and cremation services, including an on-site reception center and crematory. 150 years of serving St. Louis families. Visit them at Schrader.com.
Brown & Brown Personal Injury Attorneys salute all veterans, active and retired. If you've been hurt on the road or at work, please call them today. You can reach them right now at 314-333-3333 or chat with them online at brownlawoffice.com.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
I'm Jill Farmer, and I'm here with Jeff Zufall, Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor at Capital Advisory Group and author of the #1 best-selling book on the new tax law, Keep What's Yours. Jeff, while every business is susceptible to fraud, wouldn't you say that small businesses in particular need to be on high alert?
Thanks, Jill. Because small businesses have fewer resources than larger corporations, it's not uncommon for a small business to become a target of unscrupulous actors. Since 1976, thousands of area businesses have relied upon Capital Advisory Group to secure our clients' most sensitive tax data while helping them get their financial plans in order, reduce their future tax liability, and stop overpaying their federal and state income taxes. If you're not taking full advantage of the new tax law and feel like you're paying more than your fair share in taxes, then let us help you plan for 2026 and reduce your tax.
Give Capital Advisory Group a call at 636-394-5524. That's 636-394-5524. Online at capitaladvisorygrp.com.
St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Let's get a look at your morning commute. Here's Captain Paul.
McGraw, the latest is an accident on 141 South at Ladue Road. There's a crash on 70 West at 170, blocking the two left lanes with traffic just a little slow back to Florissant Road. The signals are on flash at eastbound 70 at Jennings Station. The signals are dark at Gravois and Russell. And MoDOT is closing the ramp from Missouri Bottom to 370 West starting at 9 a.m. this morning. The ramp will reopen at 3 o'clock Friday. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got two locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
I'm First Alert 4 Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton. Our first hard freeze of the season. The afternoon's going to be cold and breezy, mostly sunny though, but a high of 40. Wind chill down to the low 30s for Monday. Tuesday is a transition day. It's still cold in the morning with a low of 28, but it is milder in the afternoon, 56, and mostly cloudy on our Veterans Day. That's the latest from the First Alert 4 Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton for the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's talk Lisi Lumber because you're going to need some materials for that doghouse you're going to build. I'm going to need some materials for that doghouse I'm going to build. I need some materials for the extension on the house. Maybe you want to redo the garage, the basement, the attic, whatever your plan is, you're going to need some materials. What I suggest is to get the materials list down and then send it over to Lisi. Whether you drop it off, you email it, fax, send it by courier, carrier pigeon, just get it over to Lisi Lumber, and then they will then deliver all the materials right to your job site. It is as simple as that. Now, how do I know this? Well, Lisi Lumber has been doing this since 1872. 1872. They have two lumber yards over in Belleville. They will deliver anywhere. Lisi Lumber has built St. Louis. So if you're a builder, contractor, homeowner, or maybe somebody like me who thinks I know the business end of a hammer, but really don't, Lisi Lumber can help you out. They've got everything you need to know, all the materials, the timbers, the custom milling, the hardwoods, the floor trusses, the timber trusses. They've got it all. They'll help you every single step of the way. Price, customer service, selection. Lisi Lumber. That's why they've been so successful since 1872. Lisi is the name to remember. LisiLumber.com.
Have you heard about the Only Facial? It's a facial spa that only does facials. No upsells and no tips. The Only Facial. You might have seen the Only Facial around town. I'll tell you where they are. They're everywhere in St. Louis. Clayton, De Pere, Frontenac, St. Charles, Sunset Hills, and U City, not to mention Columbia, Missouri, and Springfield. What a great gift idea. The Only Facial. They do these beautiful gift boxes. And when you receive an Only Facial, you get 11 different services, including dermaplaning, microdermabrasion, a chemical peel, therapeutic massage, extractions, LED light therapy, and a treatment mask, and hydration and SPF, and so much more. It's $125, gratuity included, and worth every penny and more. It's The Only Facial. Go to theonlyfacial.com for more.
Hey, it's John Carney. A lot of conversations with the folks over at Allen Roofing, pretty much asking advice, because I know a lot of people got smacked by that storm, and he had some great advice for people to think about. First off, be careful of who you talk to when you're going to get some work done. Make sure there's an agreement, and the scope of work is laid out in that contract. Also, as you can imagine, a lot of contractors are busy. Give them some time, and you know what? Allen Roofing will come put a tarp on your roof at no charge, even if you don't use them when you get the roof repaired. Also, check the Better Business Bureau, see what the reviews are for contractors that you deal with. And also remember, insurance companies allow up to an entire year from the date of loss to file a claim. So you've got time to get those repairs done and that replacement done. Don't rush it. Just a few tips from the people that know roofing and repairs better than anyone. It's Allen Roofing, Online at aroofing.net.
There's definitely a chill in the air, but it's always warm at Gingham's Restaurant in St. Charles. We feature great daily specials, some of the finest pies you've ever tasted, and is voted by the Post-Dispatch the #1 breakfast anywhere in St. Louis. And don't forget our soups, quality home-style food, and a friendly, casual atmosphere. Let Gingham's warm your heart this fall. Gingham's will be closed Thanksgiving Day so our employees can be with their families and friends. Happy Thanksgiving from Gingham's. 636-946-0266 or ginghamsrestaurant.com.
Mizzou football on the Big 550. KTRS is powered by Royal Banks of Missouri.
Touchdown, Missouri!
Catch all the action right here on the Big 550. KTRS.
This Veterans Day, please join Milo's Bocce Garden on the Hill in taking a moment to remember and honor our brave veterans and active servicemen and women who defend our freedoms and protect our way of life. Thank you for your service from Milo's Bocce Garden on the Hill.
This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
What the heck happened there?
I don't know.
All right, 7:51 here, Big 550, KTRS. Friday on the show, we got into a conversation about cars with wood paneling, right? And
yes, we
the
did.
Caprice Classic and the Country Squire and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So after the show, I went over to the Autoplex in Johnny Londoff Chevrolet to pick up the truck. And, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing how these cars work today. So what was wrong with the car was the sensor apparently lost its software, so it had to be rebooted. So the steering, my power steering went out, not because there was a fluid or the Johnson rod or whatever, but the computer chip the sensor lost its software, so they had to reboot the car or reboot the chip or whatever. Well, you know, I'm kind of talking out of my backside because I don't really know exactly what happened. But they said it's fine, and you know, it's a great car, and you know, all good, and you know.
How often does that?
Who knows?
And not to be a Luddite, but isn't that another reason why I'm fine with hand crank windows? And you know what I mean?
Because that's why you got to go buy a Model T Ford because cars don't exist like that anymore.
I know, but you know what I mean. The more bells and whistles, bells and whistles will break down.
So the conversation we're having. So I'm walking in and walking out, and Johnny comes in with Jimmy Sappho and. So the three of us start talking, and then we get in the conversation about the Caprice Classic and the wood paneling and the this and the that. So I went home and I found a website called bringatrailer.com.
Oh.
And bringatrailer.com is filled with people selling all sorts of cars, whether old Model Ts or you name Caprice Classic wagons. I mean, you name it, they've got it. Bringatrailer.com. And I'm obsessed with these cars and these wagons. And I found a puke green, like 1962 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. This thing is as long as a city block. It's fantastic. And, of course, it's like eBay where they're all auctioned off.
Oh.
You can get a Ferrari right now for $225,000.
Well, it's an auction. But I suspect, like, when you auction things off on eBay, right, it's $5, it's $5.50, it's $5.75, and then the last hour, it goes up, it goes up to, $25,000.
Well, when is it? So each one has a date of when they're gonna.
Yeah, each one has a date of.
It's about a week for.
Let me know if there's any any interesting looking cars.
What?
They have
there's
everything.
Thousands of cars on the. It isn't like there's 4 cars.
Right now, there are 1,009 auctions going on.
Yeah.
No, I just want the ones with manual transmission.
You can get
sort
any.
'em.
You can get any car like that you want.
Do they have like Volkswagen microbuses?
Here's what I would recommend: bring a trailer. Okay, hence the name bringatrailer.com. There's a 1949 Oldsmobile 88 Deluxe station wagon. Look at this bad boy. Look at that bad boy.
Ooh,
Wow.
wood grain on the windows.
Wood grain all over the place. Dark, dark, dark hunter green. Currently, its bid is $13,000.
Huh.
Yeah.
Rose, right now there are
3 miles to the
27
gallon.
manual transmissions.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you are a manual girl, aren't you?
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun to drive.
They are fun to drive.
At
some point, they became not a thing. My first car was a manual.
Yeah, I offered to teach my nephew, nephew how to drive it. They don't want to. I'm like, to me, that's the best place to start, right? You don't have any habits. This is a way to know how the car works, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody, right? That's the way everybody learned how to drive.
Yeah.
Now it's just put it in drive and go.
I know.
You don't even turn a key. You press a button.
Yeah. Well, some of the new cars, they don't even have buttons. They have like mouse pads.
Oh, yeah.
The new cars. So
Talk about one more thing to break down. Now you can't start your car because the chip needs to be rebooted.
Yeah, there you go.
Man.
So anyway, bringatrailer.com.
So it's just cars.
Just cars.
Yes.
Because I was thinking, bring a trailer. It's just like you just go to these people, whatever you can fit on this trailer is yours.
Well,
they're just trying to get rid of stuff.
Well, no, that's the name of the website, but it's it happens all over,
okay.
and it's all cars. Yeah, it's old cars, young cars, new cars.
Fun. Okay.
Bringatrailer.com. It is a dangerous, dangerous website.
65 Mustang for $4,000.
Well, but the auction's got to be 3 days from now.
And where is this? Where is this? All over?
Online.
It's all over.
It's just online.
It's
So
online. Yeah,
okay,
and then the auctions, wherever you are, you auction it off, and if you're in Oregon or Boise, Idaho, or Kalamazoo, Michigan, or McCook, Nebraska, it doesn't matter. You go online, and then when you buy it, you send a truck to go and get it and bring it back, or however you figure out how to get it. Yeah, I hear you. All right, coming up next hour, Stephen Portnoy is going to be joining us. What's the latest on this government shutdown, and how much longer are we going to have to put up with these SNAP benefit issues or plane airline issues? Stephen Portnoy's got all that breaking down for us in about 20 minutes. Jim Ryan has got more of the story of the cascade of flight cancellations. It's truly amazing. They'll sit and argue all day long. SNAP benefits, all this and that. Whoa. My plane's delayed. All right, let's figure out a way to open up the government. I mean, what? They just should have dialed back the airlines day one. And then Stephen Roberts has the political fallout from all of this at 7:50. Randy Carricker is going to talk about the lost weekend, Mizzou and the Blues. And then we have a sweet story. We do more for local authors in town than anybody else. And somebody reached out who is a 90-year-old who is an author of their first book. And so we are going to have that author, Jan Barron, on the show in the 9 o'clock hour to talk about her new book. So there you go. We do more for book authors in this town than anybody else. And you know what's funny? I'll say that. And then people will call up and say, yeah, you said that you do more you get authors on. Yeah, we do. Well, I wrote a book. I'm like, okay, well, come on the show. Okay. They're like angry with me. And I'm like, oh, you wrote a book? Come on the show. Oh, you mean I can come on the show? Yeah, well, what are you so angry over? I said we will get all local authors on.
You mean you weren't sending rejection letters back when they send in their books?
No, people get so angry. You said this. I'm like, yeah, well, when do you want to come on? I can come on. Yes, that's the whole idea.
But that guy.
These people are so convinced that I'm lying or covering. I'm somehow, I don't know what they're thinking, but they're thinking, this guy's not going to put me on. And then it's, yes, call me and we will put you on if you wrote a book. If you're local and you wrote a book, we will put you on. There's no gimmick. I'm not trying to steal your Social Security check. Yes, we do more for local authors than anybody else in town. 659, Big 550, KTRS. Here's Captain Paul.
McGraw, they've cleared accidents on 141 South at Ladue Road and on 70 West at 170. 270 North is heavy from 44 to Manchester. This traffic report is brought to you by Fielder Electric. See what everyone is saying about the pros at Fielder Electric. Whether it's a new build or a 100-year-old home, Fielder Electric has you covered. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, weather for the next couple of days. It's supposed to warm up. I had a little bit of this cold snap. High today of 38 today. We start to warm up tomorrow, 54 on Tuesday. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we're back into the upper 60s. And on Friday and Saturday, we're back to the 70s. The world is going on around here. 7 o'clock, KTRS St. Louis.
ABC News. I'm Sherry Preston. A deal to end the federal government shutdown after a handful of Democrats voted late last night to end it, but without any guarantee of government subsidies to help pay for health insurance premiums, which is what they'd been fighting for all along, says ABC national correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
The vote was 60-40, just enough to end the filibuster and allow the Senate to begin working on a spending bill that would keep the government open until the end of January. 8 Democrats sided with Republicans and infuriated most of their colleagues who say those who voted yes got nothing in return. GOP leaders are promising to hold a Senate vote on health insurance subsidies next month, but there's no agreement on what they'll be voting on and no guarantee it'll be put on the floor of the House.
Sunday was the worst day so far for air travel disruptions caused by the shortage of air traffic controllers because of the government shutdown. Here's ABC's Faith Abube.
Nationwide, more than 7,000 flights delayed Sunday and more than 2,000 flights canceled after the FAA ordered airlines to reduce 4% of flights at 40 of the nation's major airports. But according to Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, the travel meltdown could get worse, saying the airlines may have to cancel 1 out of every 5 flights if the shutdown doesn't come to an end soon.
A major snowstorm hitting the Great Lakes and further south, some frigidly cold weather is expected this week.
In Atlanta, authorities opening warming centers. The wind chill expected to bring feel-like temps down to 18 degrees. That cold front also whipping up powerful winds in parts of Texas, triggering red flag fire warnings.
That's ABC's Sophie Flay. The BBC is facing a leadership crisis after its director general and news director both resigned over the editing of a speech by President Trump that gave the impression he was directly calling for violent action on January 6th. The Panorama documentary program sliced together 3 quotes from 2 separate speeches that were hours apart. This is ABC News.
Hey, it's John Carney. A lot of conversations with the folks over at Allen Roofing, pretty much asking advice, because I know a lot of people got smacked by that storm, and he had some great advice for people to think about. First off, be careful of who you talk to when you're going to get some work done. Make sure there's an agreement, and the scope of work is laid out in that contract. Also, as you can imagine, a lot of contractors are busy. Give them some time, and you know what? Allen Roofing will come put a tarp on your roof at no charge, even if you don't use them when you get the roof repaired. Also, check the Better Business Bureau, see what the reviews are for contractors that you deal with, and also remember, insurance companies allow up to an entire year from the date of loss to file a claim. So you've got time to get those repairs done and that replacement done. Don't rush it. Just a few tips from the people that know roofing and repairs better than anyone. It's Allen Roofing, online at aroofing.net.
Window Depot USA of St. Louis, installing superior quality windows and doors in the St. Louis area for more than a decade, encourages you to take a moment this Veterans Day to remember and honor our brave veterans and active servicemen and women who defend our freedoms and protect our way of life. Thank you for your service from Window Depot USA of St. Louis.
The Big 550.
KTRS St. Louis.
27 degrees at 7:03. Here's what's happening now. Emergency shelters have been opened during this week's cold snap in the St. Louis area. These shelters will operate from 6 p.m. until 9 a.m. through Tuesday and will be extended if temperatures remain below freezing. Those in need of a shelter as well as transportation to a shelter should call the United Way at 211. Meanwhile, community organizations are stepping up to help those in need as the temperature drops. KTRS's Sobe Bay has the story.
Heat Up St. Louis provides utility aid to help St. Louisans keep their homes warm. The website is heatupstlouis.org. The hotline is 314-241-0001. Children's codes can be found through the National Council of Jewish Women. They're at 295 North Lindbergh. Adult codes can be found at the St. Louis County Outreach Center, 4401 Natural Bridge, MLK Resource Center, 3655 Page, and the Ferguson Community Empowerment Center, 9420 West Florissant. And a take-a-coat or leave-a-coat rack is outside Pizza Head in Tower Grove South at 3196 South Grand Boulevard. Sobe Bay, KTRS News.
A horse was killed and a rider was injured after a crash in North County. Police say an individual was riding a horse along Lindbergh and Candlewick Club Drive when they were hit by a car. The horse died at the scene. The rider was taken to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the car was not injured. Walmart and Sam's Club stores in Ferguson were evacuated yesterday after a threat. Police say a 911 call was made yesterday afternoon about a potential to Walmart on Florissant. After a search of both stores, police determined the threat wasn't credible. Rent is soaring in the St. Louis area, especially with homes bought by housing investors. According to a report by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, zip codes that have experienced the biggest increases in rent include neighborhoods that have seen the most activity from out-of-state investors, converting single-family homes into rentals. 4 of the 5 zip codes with the biggest increases in rent since 2023 are located in North County, including Berkeley, Woodson Terrace, Ferguson, Jennings, Bellefontaine Neighbors, and Riverview. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florists, a place for all your floral needs. You can place your order anytime at WKF.com. 27 degrees. Time now is 7:05. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News.
All right, coming up this hour, we're going to check in with Stephen Portnoy at 7:20, Jim Ryan about the flights and where are we there. Stephen Roberts has a whole political fallout from all this. Busy hour. This housing crisis issue thing is it's amazing how they will avoid this topic at all costs, right? Blackstone and some of these hedge funds, they give to every single elected official and every single, right? And they come in and they buy all these homes and they turn them into rentals. And we already have a housing crisis. And then to take these homes and to just flood the market with homes that were already on the market and then turn them into rentals. It's a modern day potter's field is what it is. And the fact that they're all concentrated in that North County area.
Yeah, I'm
right.
Like,
I mean, that is so foul and so wrong on so many levels, and yet city, county, state, regional, federal, where are any of these people on either side of the aisle ringing the bell saying, hey, this is wrong, and we've got to do something about it, right? I mean, it's really shocking how they keep us at bay yelling at ourselves over, you name it, gay marriage or something stupid, where the real problem just keeps going right on going. And to take a community of homes and homeowners and turn them into renters, right? I mean, that's talk about stealing the American dream.
Right, I was going to say, isn't the American dream
right.
to own a
well,
home?
and here's the other thing. Think about this for a second. And I know just enough about this stuff to be dangerous, but every single person in the real estate industry will tell you something's got to give, because home builders and the people in the industry, there's no real bad guy, right? We got into this situation sort of through a series of circumstances. One, the Great Recession. Home builders stopped building homes. Then they never really caught up. Two, we yell at our elected officials when they decide to put homes on less than 3 acres, right? In St. Charles County, try to build a home on a 1 acre lot and they call you a communist, right? So, you want to ruin our beautiful land, right? So they have to be 3 acres or else, okay? So high density of, okay, you really don't need an acre, but some people can have an acre and then other people can live in, sort of smaller neighborhoods with smaller yards. And so you have that issue. Then you have, so you buy up the houses and you turn them into rentals. Well, the person who owns the home next to the person who just turned into a rental is going to say, well, I don't really want to live on a block where 4 or 5 or 6 houses are rentals. So I want to live in a neighborhood where everybody owns. So let's just sell our home and we'll move somewhere else. So they sell their home, thus having another investor, Blackstone Group or somebody, come and buy it up, and you've made that house less valuable because, oh, we're not going to live over there. That's turning into a potter's field. That's turning into all renters over there. And so let's not buy there. So you're weakening an already weakened neighborhood with enough renters. So it's a spiraling downwards. Not good for anybody in the region.
So when they buy them up, are they ever available to be owned again by somebody else?
Why would they sell them? It's part of their portfolio. They rent them.
Who can afford, especially Riverview and Bell Fountain, it's already a blighted community. Who can afford that?
You rent it out, and you squeeze the rents, and you just make people pay the rents all day long, and all you're doing is buying up more and more because the housing. People don't want to live in a neighborhood, relatively, I'm sort of generally speaking here, but, people want to live in a neighborhood where you have other homeowners, because if renters don't necessarily really care all that much about the grass or the mums or the, right?
Well, and it's only getting worse, too, because then they could also milk the system because if they can't afford rent anyway, it's so expensive as it is.
It's a bad deal.
I mean, it's like
it's a bad deal.
Yeah.
It's a bad deal, and I don't know why. This is one thing Republicans and Democrats can agree on, and yet the hedge funds buying up all these homes and turning them into rentals is a disaster of epic proportions for everybody. And just
There's no regulations on that kind of stuff.
What about that? Yeah. What about that? What about those gays over there who want to get married? Okay, the long list of issues. Let's hold off on that. Maybe destroying the fabric of our community with, these hedge fund guys coming in and buying up all of our land might be a bigger issue. Really unbelievable. And the lack of leadership by our leaders on either side discussing this is shameful. Shame on them. Where's Wesley Bell? Where's Josh Hawley? Where's Eric Schmidt? These hedge funds they give to everybody so that it's criminal, just criminal. Sad. That was a really bad story. 7:12 here at Big 550 KTRS. All right, stay right there. We'll get to everything. Maybe we should find a guest or two on this and sort of shed some light on this because it is a real issue and it's not getting any better. Let's talk Lordo's Diamonds. Got a text message from Jimmy Lordo over the weekend, and where did he go? He went to a sponsor. I forget which one he went to, but he sent me a text and he said, he went to Ryan Raphael. Yeah. And he said, hey, I went to Ryan, and boy, he's like, every time I visit one of your sponsors, I get great customer service and a great product. And I said, yes, just like yourself, we have a great group of advertisers. And to all of them, they're all family-run businesses. They've all been in the family for generations. They all understand that every time you sell something, you're not just selling a diamond or a necklace or a bracelet, but you're selling a piece of your family. You're selling, right? You're selling the goodwill. You're selling the history of your family, whether you're working with Ryan Raphael or Jimmy at Lordo's Diamonds or any one of the sponsors we have. So if you're looking for some jewelry, look no further than Lordo's. Earrings, necklaces, bracelets, Grandma's charm bracelet. Right, Grandma's. I always tell the story. My grandmother gave my oldest sister Linda a ring for her confirmation back in the 1960, and all these years later, she still wears it. Wasn't very expensive, but to my sister, it's worth $1 million. She brought it into Lordo's Diamonds. They fixed it up and got it working, and so now she continues to wear it all the time. She's worn it as long as I've known her. Lordo's Diamonds, right there. That's where you go. That's the good stuff, and that's why he takes care of you, because he's a St. Louisan. 314-432-8008 or lordosdiamonds.com.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood.
Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Let's talk about a getaway where you're not spending all the time on the road. How about Innsbruck? Think about it. You could go from your desk to a canoe and do some fishing in about 25, 30 minutes. They've got A-frames, they got tree houses, or if you're looking for a place to live that's away from hustle and bustle, custom homes and condos as well. It is absolutely gorgeous. Have you been out? Have you looked? Go to Innsbruck-resort.com to find your getaway.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. woodsbasementsystems.com.
St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center. Let's get a look at your commute. Here's Captain Paul.
McGraw, no accidents, but 70 East is heavy at Prospect in Lake St. Louis. 270 North is running at or near the speed limit from South County into Town and Country. The signals are on flash at 70 East and Jennings Station. The signals are dark at Gravois and Russell. And MoDOT is closing the ramp from Missouri Bottom to 370 West starting at 9 a.m. this morning. The ramp will reopen at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. From the KTRS St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. woodsbasementsystems.com.
A cold start to the work week. In fact, our first hard freeze of the season early this morning. Even a few flurries in spots, but clouds clear quickly. The sun comes out. It's going to stay cold this afternoon, though. The high only around 40 degrees despite the sunshine. That stiff northwest wind's going to make it feel like 20s to low 30s even this afternoon. And then mostly clear and cold tonight. Thankfully, those winds do ease down to about 27 in St. Louis early Tuesday morning. And then the warming trend begins tomorrow. Tuesday, Veterans Day, up to 56. I think we'll be in the 60s Wednesday and Thursday, back to the 70s by Friday. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers for the Big 550 KTRS.
Let me tell you where I went over the weekend. Country Club Car Wash. Sunday, I was driving around on a Mid-Rivers Mall Drive, and I looked at my car. I was like, this car's looking a little peaked. This car's looking a little dirty. So I was driving by the Mobile on the Run over there on Mid-Rivers Mall Drive and Highway 94, and I popped in to the Country Club Car Wash right there, and I got my car cleaned. Got a little sticker on the front windshield. Beep, hit that, because I have a monthly pass. Drove through the car wash, took me exactly 6.7 seconds, and I was out the door, and the car looked great the rest of the weekend. Love having the monthly pass. It's great, because every time you're driving by, the other time I drove by and there was a long line, I was like, I'll just do it next time, right? You take your time. You do it when you need to do it, and you do it much more often because you have a monthly pass. So, Country Club Car Wash. Make sure it says Country Club Car Wash. There are many imposters out there, and there are some people who are trying to lure you in with low introductory costs. Do not be fooled. Once they get you in, then they jack up the price. Country Club Car Wash, 5 area locations, Chesterfield Airport Road, and then the other 4 are in St. Charles, strategically placed throughout the St. Charles metropolitan area. Country Club Car Wash, get a free monthly pass, pay for it once, unlimited car washes all month long. CCCWSTL.com.
All right, we're back out for another live broadcast, and this one of my favorites, Jules, because we always leave with our bellies full.
Pot pies abound. The Piccadilly at Manhattan cannot wait until Friday. We are going to have a wonderful time.
Not only do we get a chance to catch up with the Colitas, but we meet a lot of wonderful people that stop by for lunch. And, of course, there's the food, and don't forget the Chantilly Lace.
I could never forget the Chantilly Lace. We'll see you Friday, noon to 3, with the Carney Show and Piccadilly at Manhattan.
This Veterans Day, please join Milo's Bocce Garden on the Hill in taking a moment to remember and honor our brave veterans and active servicemen and women who defend our freedoms and protect our way of life. Thank you for your service from Milo's Bocce Garden on the Hill.
Royal Banks of Missouri invites you to the 2025 Economic Forecast Breakfast, Tuesday, November 18th at the Factory in Chesterfield. Hear from local experts, Ron Amlin of St. Louis Small Business Monthly, Dr. William Emmons, retired economist, and many more on current market conditions and what lies ahead for the U.S. economy in 2026 and beyond. For more info and to RSVP, visit royalbanksofmo.com. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
McGraw, live in the morning on KTRX.
$7:20 here on a Monday morning. Last night we went to bed, and it looked like there was a deal to end the government shutdown, but it's pretty convoluted. Stephen Portnoy with ABC News. Stephen, what actually happened last night, and where are we now?
The Senate, McGraw, voted 60-40 to end the filibuster that brings us closer to an end of the shutdown. A lot of things still have to happen, probably before the end of the week for the shutdown to end. But we're, for the first time in 6 weeks, on a path to have that happen. Now, what did the 8 Senate Democrats join with Republicans to do? Well, to get on to a bill that would fund government agencies through the end of January, and among other things, require that any layoffs that have taken place over the course of the shutdown be reversed. And it'd be really interesting to me how the administration responds to that very explicit language in this if it becomes law. The Democrats have a rift now, a really substantial one, and progressive activists all across the country, whether it's in St. Louis or here in Washington, D.C., are extremely angry with the 8 Senate Democrats who voted to end the filibuster last night, because they say after 6 weeks of all this and all the pain that the country's endured and people at the airports and the frustration, what did Democrats get? They got a handshake agreement, a promise that there'll be some sort of vote next month in the Senate on these expiring Obamacare subsidies. But that's not an agreement that they'll get what they seek. It's also not any kind of promise that it'll wind up on the floor of the House. So while you have leaders of both parties acknowledging the fact that the expiration of the subsidies is something they need to address and hope to do before the end of the year, there's no guarantee that it will be what Democrats have been clamoring for, which is some sort of relief. There are a lot of Republicans who say the problem with health insurance costs is Obamacare itself, not the expiration of the subsidies.
Yeah, well, they've been saying that since it was passed 10 years ago, and they haven't really come forward with a plan. But these progressives, do they know something I don't know? The Democrats don't have any power, any levers of power in government. What do they want the Democrats to do? The Democrats don't have any power.
The only power they have is to withhold their support from a measure in the Senate and filibuster a bill. That's the only power they have. And they were using it for 6 weeks until last night. And so, that basically renders the Democratic minority toothless. Now, there's an argument that Democrats will also probably be needed in the House because Republicans often reflexively withhold their support for continuing resolutions, and we'll see if that happens here. But I also would imagine that if you had 8 Democrats who crossed over, as they did last night in the Senate, that you'll have a number of Democrats do the same thing in the House. We'll see.
There was some talk that the Democrats who crossed over either weren't up for re-election or in safe districts or not up in any time. I mean, what's the breakdown of those 8?
The 8 include several from Rhode Island. New England. Take that back, Rhode Island. New England. Maggie Hassan and Jean Shaheen of New Hampshire, Angus King of Maine. So those are the New Englanders. You had also some Nevadans, Jackie Rosen and Catherine Cortez Masto, John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, Tim Kaine of Virginia, Dick Durbin of Illinois. Dick Durbin's retiring. Tim Kaine is from Virginia, where there are so many federal workers. Angus King is an independent. And you've got just the idea, the general idea that this has gone on long enough and that the strategy Democrats had was proving ineffective. If they thought that they were going to get Donald Trump and Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries in a room to sit at the table to figure out a way to spend tens of billions of dollars to extend government subsidies for health insurance, well, those 8 Democrats say that the rest of the party was fooling themselves.
Yeah. So what happens now? Does this have to go to the House? Has Mike Johnson signed off on this? What happens now?
So the Speaker has yet to weigh in, although he said that he would have something to say about it this morning. I would imagine, because he's already signaled that members of the House will have 36 hours to get back to D.C. to vote on whatever passes the Senate, that the House is just going to go along with this, that the train has now left the station, that there's bipartisan momentum towards something that reopens the government. And even if there are provisions in this that Republicans will wince at, and particularly that reversal of the layoffs, I think will be very hard for this administration to swallow. Very interesting to see how that plays out, because the language is explicit and direct. I think that it is the most likely vehicle to end the shutdown, and Speaker Johnson will have no choice but to put it on the floor and see it pass.
Wouldn't it be funny if the House members couldn't get back to Washington, D.C. because of all the flight cancellations, because the government shut down, so they can't get back to Washington to reopen the government?
Let me tell you something. My sister and her kids and her husband were on a flight from Orlando to New Jersey last night that was supposed to leave at 2:30 p.m. or something along those lines. They didn't get off the ground until after 11 o'clock last night. That's how long the delay was. And you can imagine, all across the country, people are facing similar frustration, and they don't know who to blame. Well, now it looks like there's some movement to end this, and hopefully it'll happen by the end of the week.
Which I'm sure your sister has some power, but was it the flight cancellations that caused the Democrats to move? Why now after all these days?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, look, we've asked the Democrats who voted in favor of the motion last night, and they simply said, this has gone on long enough, and whatever we were doing wasn't working. And I think the suggestion that they're making is that they didn't want to continue to see Americans suffer across the board, and that there's no point in it because it's not going to work. And so you've got Democratic activists who are like, well, I can't believe that you would fold. I mean, what are you guys there for if not to make a stand? Well, they made their stand, and the 8 Democrats who voted to end the filibuster said it simply wasn't working.
Yeah. So best timeline for the government to reopen by the end of the week?
I would say so. I mean, look, the fact is tomorrow is Veterans Day, so there's an expectation that the Senate will want to wrap this up as soon as it can, perhaps by tonight, and then have the House come back maybe Wednesday or Thursday to send this to the president's desk.
Stephen Portnoy with all the pertinent information. And good thing your sister finally arrived safe and sound. Stephen Portnoy, have a good day. Thanks for checking in.
You bet.
All right, good. Hey, stay right there. We're going to check in with Jim Ryan on those flight cancellations. And then Stephen Roberts, 7:50, will dive into the pure politics of all this and the good, the bad, who wins, who loses, the fallout, and all of that. And what about this rift in the Democratic Party? How real is it? We'll get into that with Stephen Roberts in about 20 minutes. 7:28 here, Big 550 KTRS. Let's talk about protecting your assets. Because if you do not protect your assets in jail. Thank you. Rudy Beck, Jay Lennox, Carolyn Stoltzer. That's who you call. Why? They've been doing this for well over 50 years. They have the respect of the legal community, of the judges, of everybody. They know the ins and the outs, and not just a trust, but there are thousands of different trusts for every imaginable scenario. Do you know which one to get? Everybody says they want to avoid probate, which I don't really know what that means. And if everyone wants to avoid it, why do we even have it? But that's a whole different story. But you want to avoid it. You want to make sure your wishes are carried out. How do you go about doing that? How do you avoid paying excessive taxes? How do you go about doing all those types of things? I was there with you. No idea, nowhere to turn. Made phone calls, went down rabbit holes, and then I met Rudy Beck. And Rudy Beck, Jay Lennox, and Carolyn Stoltzer took care of me. So you want to protect your parents, You want to protect you, and you want to protect future generations, right? Stop burying your head in the sand and call Beck Elder Law or BeckElderLaw.com. 636-946-7899. Both sides of the river, north, south, east, and west. They've been doing this 50 years. Do yourself a favor. Make the phone call. Everything after that's easy. But for some reason, the first phone call is the hardest one to make because you just don't want to deal with it. Deal with it today. 636-946-7899 or BeckElderLaw.com. 7:30. Let's check in with Captain Paul in the St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center.
McGraw, no accidents, but 70 East is heavy at Prospect in Lake St. Louis. 270 North busy from Manchester to 64. No problems on 55 North in the construction area. The signals are on flash at 70 East and Jennings Station. The signals are dark at Gravois and Russell. And MoDOT is closing the ramp from Missouri Bottom to 370 West starting at 9 a.m. this morning. The ramp will reopen at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. This traffic report is brought to you by Fielder Electric. See what everyone is saying about the pros at Fielder Electric. Whether it's a new build or a 100-year-old home, Fielder Electric has you covered. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Weather is going to be chilly for today, and then it's going to warm up. Today, it's going to be a high of 38, mixture of sun and clouds. Another freeze overnight tonight, 25, and then the warm-up begins in earnest tomorrow. High of 54 tomorrow, and then Wednesday and Thursday in the 60s, and then Friday and Saturday into the 70s. We'll take it. Right now, it's still pretty chilly out there. It is currently 25 degrees. Blustery 25. 7:31. Let's go back to the newsroom. Here's Rose Dalton.
The head of the BBC and the British broadcaster's top news executive both resigned Sunday after criticism of the way the organization edited a speech by U.S. President Donald Trump. The BBC said Director General Tim Davie and News CEO Deborah Turness had both decided to leave the corporation. U.S. Airlines canceled more than 2,700 flights Sunday, mostly because of the government shutdown and the Federal Aviation Administration's order to reduce air traffic. The slowdown at 40 of the nation's busiest airports is now in its third day and beginning to cause more widespread disruptions. In local headlines, federal health officials are investigating a multi-state outbreak of infant botulism linked to By Heart Whole Nutrition infant formula. The outbreak includes 13 confirmed hospitalizations across 10 states, including 2 cases in Illinois. The recall covers 2 lots marked use by December 1st, 2026. Representatives from MoDNR's Division of State Parks are asking the public to provide input for Lake of the Ozarks State Park's Conceptual Development Plan update. An online survey is available at mostateparks.com/page/conceptual development plans. 28 degrees. Time now is 7:32. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
I'm Farmer Dave, and here's my good friend and owner of MasterCars Inc., Alex Rosenberger, with today's hot MasterCars Inc. deals.
Thanks, Farmer Dave. As you know, we sell a lot of classic, luxury, and performance vehicles. Unfortunately, there's no factory for pre-owned ones. These are hard to source, so I'm always on the hunt. You have a pristine classic, collectible, or even interesting modern vehicle? If it has low miles and in perfect shape, I want to buy it. I love Corvettes, Porsches, Vipers, V-Series Cadillacs, and anything unique as long as it's in excellent condition. I'll do some great trading, too, if you're done with your current vehicle and ready for something new and exciting. We have very attractive financing options for just about any situation, too. Buying, selling, trading, just hop on our site, pick out your dream car, or submit your current dream car for us to buy.
So rev that motor and point your car in the direction of MasterCars Inc. and buy or sell today. 4100 Namioki Road in Granite City, or visit MasterCarsInc.com to get more details. That's MasterCarsInc.com.
Before you put your home on the market, before you have to pay money fixing it up to sell it, before you have to pay real estate commissions, call me. I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I will buy your home. Any property, any condition, anywhere, and always as is. Call me, Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, at 314-283-0867. That's 314-283-0867. You have nothing to lose when you call Robank Properties at 314-283-0867.
Do you have the option to control your cash flow and wealth? Are you getting a return on your greatest asset, your lifetime and potential generational income? Overcome these critical financial planning challenges by discovering the Control Option Mindset featuring the Lifetime and Generational Income Maximizer. Call Mark Benson and his team at the Control Option at 314-432-9540 or online at thecontroloptionmindset.com.
Live from Studio 550, this is The McGraw Show on KTRS.
All right, even though there is a deal in place to end the federal government shutdown, it is still officially shut down. And as they work their way through that, the flight cancellations continue. ABC News correspondent Jim Ryan joins us for a couple minutes. Jim, what can you tell us about the latest?
Well, I can tell you that at St. Louis, 7 flights, about 3% of those outgoing have been canceled. Another 8% or so have been delayed. So, yeah, it's sweeping around the country. It's not just the largest, the 10 or 12 largest airports. It's airports across the country that are feeling it today. As of today, this, of course, goes back to last week when the FAA said that it was going to throttle down the flight capacity, telling the airlines to cut back their schedules. So as of today, we've got 1,859 cancellations on the books, 11,250 that have been delayed, McGraw.
Yeah, it's one thing to be canceled. It's the other thing to be delayed. Delayed is even worse in some ways because you're sitting at the airport all day. You don't know whether to go home or stay, or you're stuck in between someplace where you don't live and where you're not going, and you're sort of stuck in an airport for 10 hours.
And that's why it's hard to get a rental car right now, because so many people are saying, forget it. They're throwing up their hands and saying, I'm going to just go downstairs. I'm going to rent a car and drive home, or drive to the business meeting that I'm supposed to get to. So, yeah, that's forced kind of a run on rental cars. So let's say you've got the money, you've got the means, and say, I'm just going to scrap this commercial flight. I'll go charter an airplane to get where I'm going, charter a corporate jet. Well, as of today, the FAA is prohibiting business aviation at a dozen major U.S. airports. So that little Cessna Challenger or that G4 that you're planning on flying from one airport to another, it's not going to work because the FAA has said, no, we can't do it. We're not going to let you come in because we're trying to ease some of the strain on those air traffic controllers.
You know, we had a caller on the show last week who called up who said, you want to end this government shutdown, they should ban corporate travel on these Lear jets. And you see how fast they'll open up this government, because you do not let rich people stand in line waiting for airplanes. Turned out the guy was right.
Is it a coincidence that the FAA today said we're going to prohibit business aviation, and then Congress is like, maybe we should go ahead and give in here? So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Jim Ryan, McGraw Millhaven, waiting in line for a plane. Who cares? But the CEO of a corporation giving me money. Hold on a second here. We gotta take care of that guy. Jim, how fast? Once the government reopens, how fast are they expecting the flights to go back to quote-unquote normal?
That's a great question. The schedule, it's going to be hard to untangle this whole mess. The airlines now will have to put those flights back on the books. They'll have to let the passengers know that, your ticket is still good. But it might be the holidays or past the holidays before it's all untangled. Because, if you consider this is coming out because, the FAA has throttled back flights because air traffic controllers have been calling in sick. They haven't been paid. And a lot of those controllers and TSA agents, by the way, have likely said, forget, I'm just going to go find another job and make some money to put food on the table, because they're not getting paid and haven't for 7 or 8 weeks. And that's going to maybe even aggravate what we already had, was an air traffic controller shortage. So this could be into 2026 before things are anything like normal.
You bring up a good point. Just because the government's reopened doesn't mean they get the other paycheck that day, right? They still have bills to pay that are coming due after the last 40 days or so. So they still have to go work their second job to pay their bills until the paychecks start up again.
Right. And it's, again, not just the air traffic controllers, but TSA agents who are working without a paycheck, and a paycheck that's not nearly as big as the ones the ATC officers are getting. So, if you're flying today and you get to that checkpoint, tell that blue shirt you really appreciate that he or she came into work today and is doing so without a paycheck to keep you in the air.
Yeah, good point. Jim Ryan, spreading holiday cheer all over the place. Jim, thanks for checking in. Have a good day. All right. Who gets the blame? Who gets the credit? What about this infighting with the Democrats? Stephen Roberts with ABC News is going to join us in 10 minutes. We'll get the political fallout from him. But good hour with Stephen Portnoy, Jim Ryan, and Stephen Roberts coming up here in 10 minutes. Hey, let's tell you about Dalco Home Remodeling, specifically roofers, gutters, and siding. Now, it's cold outside, and yeah, you got to make sure the roof is on tight. The roof is on, and the gutters are good, and the siding is good. Now, if the gutters are filled with leaves from the falling trees and the falling leaves and everything, right, that's, again, going to wreak havoc on the roof. Dalco has been around a long time. In fact, Dalco is not new to St. Louis. Dalco is not new to the radio station. Dalco is a new sponsor for the show, and we're thrilled to have them because they are a local company dedicated to doing it right for St. Louisans. Dalco's roofing system goes beyond just the shingles. Dalco's complete roofing system offers roofing components and layers designed to comprehensively protect the entire home. Dalco Home Remodeling for 50-plus years. Roofing, gutters, and siding. Whether it's the wear and tear or a storm came by, you got to work with your insurance company. Dalco will help you every single step of the way there. DalcoHomeRemodeling.com for roofing, gutters, and siding. DalcoHomeRemodeling.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Hey, the number 2 crew reporting for duty.
Number 2 crew. Let's get in that yard and clean up that doggy doo.
The number 2 crew will visit your yard once a week in the St. Louis area, and they'll take care of your dog's business. Think of them as your yard's best friend.
We are the number 2 crew. We do poo, you do you.
Customers can sign up through their website and utilize their customer portal for any sort of changes or updates. The number2crew.com or 314-717-8880.
We pick up what your dog left behind.
The number2crew.com.
This November, the Black Friday sale is all month long at Byerly RV. Get special pricing on select new and used RVs and find the perfect fit for your next adventure. Buy now and enjoy free storage until April 26th so your RV is ready when you are. With no payments until 2026 with approved credit, there's never been a better time to buy. The Byerly RV Black Friday sale runs all month long, but the best deals won't last. Visit Byerly RV in Eureka or shop online at ByerlyRV.com today.
Don't wait for Black Friday. Beat the crowds. At Miller Furniture and Mattress, you get Black Friday savings all month long.
I'm Mark Miller, owner of Miller Furniture, your home for quality American-made furniture since 1927. Right now, save up to $2,000 on in-stock items.
Save on custom orders, too, with 60 months financing.
Check out our Black Friday doorbusters for every room in the house, like Flex Steel reclining sofas for just $19.99. And Amish-made, tariff-free furniture that you won't find at any other store in the St. Louis area.
Right now, Chatham & Wells luxury mattresses are 25% off, or save up to $900 on select mattress sets from Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster.
Visit any of our 4 showrooms in Belleville, Fairview Heights, Lake St. Louis, or Ellisville and save on over $8 million of inventory. Plus, custom Amish furniture in just 3 weeks? You can still have it in your home this holiday season.
Don't miss the Black Friday sale at Miller Furniture, now through December 2nd.
At Miller Furniture, we put the family in furniture.
Truck drivers, the holiday rush is here. Take advantage by becoming a Schneider driver. By driving for one of America's busiest carriers, you'll stay busy during the holiday season and throughout the new year. Plus, as a Schneider driver, you'll have access to top quality driver support and newer equipment spec'd with the latest safety and comfort features that drivers want. Don't wait. Get a jump on 2026 by exploring jobs in your area today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Stay connected with the Big 550 KTRS, streaming 24/7 online at ktrs.com or on the KTRS app.
Powered by JBL Financial.
Stream Straight Talk on Retirement every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
All right, Captain Paul in the St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Good morning.
Good morning, McGraw. We are accident-free right now. 270 North is busy from 44 to 64. The worst of it is from 44 to Big Bend. 64 East is heavy at Prospect in Lake St. Louis. 55 North running slow at Bayless. The signals are on flash at 70 East and Jennings Station. The signals are dark at Gravois and Russell. And note that MoDOT is closing the ramp from Missouri Bottom to 370 West starting at 9 a.m. this morning. The ramp will reopen at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. Dents Express, STL.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
I'm First Alert 4 Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton. Our first hard freeze of the season. The afternoon's going to be cold and breezy, mostly sunny though, but a high of 40. Wind chill down to low 30s for Monday. Tuesday is a transition day. It's still cold in the morning with a low of 28, but it is milder in the afternoon, 56, and mostly cloudy on our Veterans Day. That's the latest from the First Alert 4 Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton for the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, that furnace, man, that winter came in with a bang this weekend, didn't it? You just flipped over the furnace. Hopefully it was working. If you had any issues, take a deep breath, relax. Call Gelmish & Sons, 314-993-1110. They were preparing for this. They see the weather forecast just like the rest of us. They knew that the minute the cold weather blast comes in that they were going to start getting phone calls, and so they ramped up and canceled all the 3-day passes and canceled all the vacations, and everybody came in and all hands on deck. That's what Gelmish & Sons has been doing for 75 years here in St. Louis. They're the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners for a reason. They work exclusively with Lennox air conditioners, which means they'll install a new Lennox system if you need one. But otherwise, they'll fix any make and any model and any level of technology. If you still are using a coal chute, I don't think anyone's using a coal chute anymore. But if you are, Gelmish & Sons can help you out. And then everything up to the latest and greatest with all the latest in terms of energy efficiency and all that type of stuff. Gelmish & Sons, the best and proud sponsor of the show for, it's got to be 10 years now. 314-993-1110 or GelmishAndSons.com.
Hey, Heidi Glaus here, asking you to join us weekly as we present the KTRS Book Club, presented by the St. Louis County Library for readers of every generation. Books transport us anywhere our imagination wants to go. They are absolutely magical. The KTRS Book Club will introduce you to local and national authors, events, and special programs presented by the St. Louis County Library every week from 3 to 6 right here on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, it's John Carney. A lot of conversations with the folks over at Allen Roofing, pretty much asking advice, because I know a lot of people got smacked by that storm, and he had some great advice for people to think about. First off, be careful of who you talk to when you're going to get some work done. Make sure there's an agreement, and the scope of work is laid out in that contract. Also, as you can imagine, a lot of contractors are busy. Give them some time, and you know what? Allen Roofing will come put a tarp on your roof at no charge, even if you don't use them when you get the roof repaired. Also, check the Better Business Bureau, see what the reviews are for contractors that you deal with, and also remember, insurance companies allow up to an entire year from the date of loss to file a claim. So you've got time to get those repairs done and that replacement done. Don't rush it. Just a few tips from the people that know roofing and repairs better than anyone. It's Allen Roofing online at aroofing.net.
The Big 550 KTRS, it's Julie Buck, and I'm here with Jeff Zufall, the Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor at Capital Advisory Group. He's also the author of the #1 best-selling book on the new tax laws called Keep What's Yours. Jeff, while every business is susceptible to fraud, wouldn't you say that small businesses in particular need to be on high alert?
Thanks, Julie. Because small businesses have fewer resources than larger corporations, it's not uncommon for a small business to become a target of unscrupulous actors. Since 1976, thousands of area businesses have relied upon Capital Advisory Group to secure our clients' most sensitive tax data while helping them get their financial plans in order, reduce their future tax liability, and stop overpaying their federal and state income taxes. If you're not taking full advantage of the new tax law and feel like you're paying more than your fair share in taxes, then let us help you plan for 2026 and reduce your taxes.
Give Capital Advisory Group a call at 636-394-5524. That's 636-394-5524. Or go online, capitaladvisorygrp.com.
Brown & Brown Personal Injury Attorneys salute all veterans active and retired. If you've been hurt on the road or at work, please call them today. You can reach them right now at 314-333-3333 or chat with them online at brownlawoffice.com.
This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
7:50 here. Let's talk Stephen Roberts. The political fallout from this government shutdown, 40 some odd days. Democrats holding the line. Now it looks like they've caved, and there's a bit of a rift in the Democratic Party. What did we do this for? Why did you cave? A lot of finger pointing. Stephen Portnoy, what's going on with the Democrats?
Yeah,
or
there
Stephen
is
Roberts,
a
I'm
lot
sorry.
of,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Stephen Portnoy is a friend of mine. Yeah, you know, it's a little surprising because, you know, the Democrats were on a roll. I mean, there's in fact, there's a headline over a column in the New York Times this morning. Democrats are on a roll. Why stop now? And I was a little surprised, and particularly since Donald Trump himself, who almost never admits weakness and never admits problems, said quite explicitly that the shutdown was hurting Republicans more than the Democrats, and he used that as one of the explanations for the Democrats' victory last week. If you look at the 8 Democratic senators who caved, each one has their own reason. They're all basically moderates and fairly pragmatic. You had both senators from Nevada, for example. Well, Nevada depends very heavily on tourism, and the possibility of even worse traffic delays was really weighing on the economy of that state. And you look at Tim Kaine from Virginia, very worried about the federal workers who were fired and furloughed who live in his state. And so each one of these members who caved in had a particular reason. But the progressives in the party were furious. I mean, Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts said it was a huge mistake. And so, you know, the Republicans, by being absolutely adamant and refusing to negotiate with the Democrats over their demands to alleviate the impact of these huge spikes in healthcare premiums, just would not move. And the Democrats, in the end, at least these 8, concluded that, you know, there was just no hope of ever getting the Republicans to move. And they cared, you know, they cared about the impact on their constituents. And without being too brief about this or being too sweeping in a judgment, it's clear that the Democratic senators cared a little bit more about the impact, particularly when on food stamps and impact on some poorer families. So that's really what made the difference.
So I know it's awful dangerous to superimpose really smart and or strategic policies to a group of senators and congressmen, but I'm going to do it anyway. What are the odds of the Democrats saying, look, we've made our point. When the health care costs go up, we can blame Republicans because we tried to get them to the table. They refused. So when your health care costs go up here in the next 3 days, 4 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, our argument's going to be, we tried. The Democrats refused to help subsidize your Affordable Care Act benefits, and so send us back into power come next year.
Yeah, look, this is part of a broader argument that the Democrats will take away from last week and clearly are already making. And we've talked about this so often during the campaign. The single biggest reason Trump won was gas and groceries and the prices that really bothered families in St. Louis and everywhere else. And no matter how much Trump and Biden and Harris told the voters things are fine, they knew in their lives it was not fine. It was really pretty simple. And let's remember, the last 3 presidential elections, the incumbent party has lost. The last 3. And this mood of pessimism is not new. It is sort of poisoned the mood of America for a long time now. Folks, when they're asked, is the government, the country headed in the right direction or down the wrong track, 2/3 to 3/4 persistently over years now have said wrong track. And that's why the incumbent party has lost 3 times in a row in presidential elections. And the very same mood of pessimism and negativity that helped elect Donald Trump last year helped elect Democrats this year. And Democrats, whatever else is true, Donald Trump is still the incumbent. Donald Trump is by far the most powerful and influential figure in American politics. And Democrats think that they can point to Trump, whether it's not just the health care premiums, but these larger problems of economic pessimism. In the exit polls in Virginia and New Jersey, only 1 in 10 voters said that their economic situation was better under Trump, and 1 in 4 said it was worse. So you're right in pointing out that the Democratic strategy is going to use the rise in healthcare premiums as one example of a larger argument, which is throw the bums out.
What about the fact that they got 60 votes? They needed 60 votes, and they got exactly 60. Does that in your history of following these things point to some type of strategic grand plan within the Democratic Party?
No.
Okay.
I think the people who voted to keep the government closed are genuinely outraged. I don't think there's any sort of strategic plan where Chuck Schumer and Elizabeth Warren really, encourage these 8 to vote because they figure they're going to have the issue in the long run. I think there was just a genuine split.
Yeah.
But this has been true in the Democratic Party for a long time between the more pragmatic wing and the more progressive wing.
I don't understand the progressive up in arms, screaming and yelling at their party. They don't have any power. They don't have any levers. What do you want the Democrats to do? They don't have the White House. They don't have the House or the Senate. I don't know. There's not much they can do.
That's true, but there's one other factor here, and that was the victory in New York of Zohran Mamdani, the very charismatic 34-year-old state legislator who swept to the mayor's office in New York. Now, one of the really interesting things going forward is which image of the Democratic Party is projected over the next year, which model is more popular. In Virginia and New Jersey, you had 2 women, 2 pragmatists, 2 candidates who both had national security credentials. Spanberger in Virginia, former CIA agent. Sherrill in New Jersey, former Navy helicopter pilot. And so the more pragmatic elements of the Democratic Party say, see, this is our model. We have to move to the center. We have to have a broad-based approach. We can't be seen as the tool of the left wing of the party. But there's a whole wing of the party who says, look at Mamdani. He won because he's advocating these far left ideas. And I can tell you, one thing I know for sure, and that is the ads that the Republicans are drafting already are going to feature Mamdani in their ads and saying, see, this is the face of the Democratic Party, an avowed socialist. And so the more moderate wing is going to say, no, no, no. The face of the party are Abigail Spanberger and Mikey Sherrill, these 2 moderate, pragmatic female governors. And that's going to be a battle of conflicting messages over the next year.
If some smart journalist is going to write a story about how Mamdani and Trump are speaking the same language, because if you listen really close and you listen between the lines, they're saying a lot of the same things, but we don't have time to talk about it here. Stephen Roberts, have yourself a good week. As always, thanks for checking in.
Okay, pal.
You got it. Stephen Roberts and joins us every Monday here on the Big 550 KTRS. Quick check of traffic. Captain Paul Kopsky in the St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center. Good morning.
Good morning, McGraw. The latest is a crash on 270 south past Ladue Road. It's off on the right shoulder in a construction area and causing a slowdown back to Olive. Estimated clearance time is 8:35. From the KTRS St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
The warm-up begins. Today we've got a high of 38. Overnight tonight, low of 25. Tomorrow, 54 is the high. Wednesday and Thursday, upper 60s. Friday and Saturday, 70s. We'll take it. 8 o'clock, KTRS St. Louis.
Mizzou football.
It's a rushing touchdown, and Missouri extends the lead.
KTRS AM, FM 1061, K291CW St. Louis.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. In a late-night Sunday session on Capitol Hill, the Senate was able to advance a bill that would reopen the federal government until the end of January. 8 Senate Democrats broke with their party to accept the compromise without any government subsidies to help lower health insurance premium costs, but a promise to eventually vote on that. Moderator Jean Shaheen, one of those who went along with it.
When I talk to my constituents in New Hampshire, you know what they say to me? They say, why can't you all just work together to address the problems that are facing this country? We put the Senate back on a path to start doing that.
Reopening the government would restore SNAP benefits, which were at the center of another court battle overnight and over the weekend. Here's ABC national correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
The First Circuit Appeals Court ruled overnight against the administration, denying a stay of a lower court order that requires the government to pay out SNAP benefits in full by dipping into a pot of billions in available funds. The Justice Department had obtained an administrative stay from Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, but now that the Circuit Court has ruled, that will expire in 2 days. Over the weekend, the USDA advised states that they must undo any SNAP payments made in full, that any such payments were unauthorized.
And then there's the mess related to air travel.
For a fourth consecutive day, the FAA has throttled down the country's airspace capacity by ordering airlines and cargo carriers to slash their schedules.
So you don't know exactly what you're going to get the flights, or are you going to be on time? So it definitely creates a little stress.
For Austin traveler Mark Mitchell,
everything's up in the air.
Except the nearly 2,000 flights that have been canceled today. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
More flights could be canceled or delayed as well because of the weather. Big snowstorm around the Great Lakes, frigid temperatures in the south. Israel has returned the remains of 15 Palestinians to Gaza in the latest step of the U.S. brokered ceasefire. You're listening to ABC News.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for Bishop's Post. It's that time of year again, so make sure to get your reservations at Bishop's Post for Christmas and New Year's Eve. They're filling up for holiday parties too, so get those reservations. Bishop's Post, located in Chesterfield at bishopspost.com.
29 degrees at 8:03. Here's what's happening now. Emergency shelters have been opened in St. Louis during the cold snap. KTRS's Jill Enders has the story. A major sidewalk improvement project is set to begin today in University City. The project, along the intersection of Pershing and Jackson Avenues, aims to enhance pedestrian safety and accessibility with new sidewalks, ADA upgrades, street resurfacing, and utility improvements. November is National Carbon Monoxide Awareness Month. This has the Office of the Illinois State Fire urging everyone to recognize the silent and invisible danger of carbon monoxide poisoning, which claims hundreds of lives and sickens thousands each year across the United States. In 2024, Illinois fire departments responded to nearly 9,900 carbon monoxide-related calls across the state. The Illinois State Fire Marshal's Office recommends the following safety tips. Install CO alarms in your home, garage, shop, especially near fuel-burning appliances and sleeping areas. Take a portable CO alarm when traveling. Most hotels are not required to have them. Know the sound. CO alarms beep 4 times in a row. Fire alarms beep 3 times. Test alarms monthly, replace batteries as needed, and follow the manufacturer's replacement schedule. Schedule annual inspections for furnaces, chimneys, and fireplaces. Peabody Energy is moving its headquarters out of downtown St. Louis. The company announced it will relocate to the Edward Jones Building in Des Peres. The public coal company has been in downtown St. Louis for 70 years. An exact date for the move has not been announced. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist. The place for all your floral needs. You can place your order anytime at WKF.com. 29 degrees. Time now is 8:05. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
All right, Rose Dalton. We're checking with Randy Carricker here at 8:35. Tough weekend for the Blues. Tough weekend for Mizzou. We'll get into all that. And then at 9:15, we have a 90-year young author has a brand new book out. So we'll check in with Jan Barron, 90 years old. We'll check in with her at 9:15, and then phone calls and text messages and everything else in the 9 o'clock hour. Peabody leaving downtown. That news broke on Friday, and I don't know how the coal industry is still surviving, but it's going to move somewhere else in the region. Another blow to downtown. Not good. It's at some point everything turns around, but it's just a blow right there on that sort of Keener Plaza sort of corner. That one corner had Hooters, right? Was the old Mike Shannon's.
Yep.
Then you had the Wainwright building there, which the state government sold and moved out of. So it was a government state building. They've moved out. Peabody now is right there across the street from Keener Plaza. That's now sold. And then the new Mike Shannon's has been shuttled now for a long time. So that corner right there on Keener Plaza has seen a lot of disinvestment over the last number of years. And Friday, just with the word that Peabody is closing up and moving out of downtown, not good. But I was thinking they just hired that new person after a year or so. They finally hired that person for Greater St. Louis Inc. from out of town. I think he was from Austin. I think the gentleman was from. Wish him well. But, again, he's still trying to figure out where the bathroom is, right? He's like, wait, there's an O'Fallon, Missouri and an O'Fallon, Illinois? Wait, what? It's not fluorescent? Wait, what? How do you pronounce this name? Right, so this...
Bellefontaine Neighbors.
Right, that guy's going to take 2 years to figure out, where things are. How come who's the mayor and the city, and why is the sheriff in jail, and why does the county have 55 police departments and 88 towns? Wait, what? So that the most powerful organization in the region, which has been set up to sort of help in the real estate development and securing of businesses and selling the region and everything else, doesn't know anything about the region. That's not his fault. He's not from here.
And all legit questions that were just asked. When you were saying that, I was like,
yeah.
I mean,
it takes you 2 years to figure it all out, and then you're like, all right, let's get down to work, and it's been 2 more years. So
And then he'll get fired.
Well, and then he'll leave to go to, Akron, Ohio, because they're offering him $900,000 to do the same thing in Akron.
Mm-hmm.
So, God love him. But when I saw that Peabody Energy story, I was just, man, it broke your heart, because it's another big company leaving downtown to go somewhere else. Another, arrow in the back of the city of St. Louis. Doesn't help any of us, but just a sad story.
Is Tums still there?
Tums is still there. Tums is still killing it right next to the Busch Stadium. And then all systems go that Greater St. Louis Inc., without a head, bought that Millennial Hotel, and this guy wasn't even in town. This new guy, right? They didn't have a leader, and it seems like Greater St. Louis Inc. did more without a leader than they've done with the new guy. Again, I wish him well. We're all on the same team now, but
he's still onboarding. He's still over there watching videos and filling out paperwork.
Yeah, he's still trying to figure out how to pay the sales tax on the new car he bought. So,
but he has to pay an extra 1%.
He does. He's right. He's trying to figure out the 1% earnings tax. He's trying to figure out why the sheriff is in jail.
Aren't we all?
So they bought that Millennial Hotel to sort of tear it down to build a mixed use or whatever else, which is, that's going to be, 5-6 years when it's all said and done. But Peabody is more of a urgent story in that they're leaving, so they're closing up shop. It was a bad story on Friday. 8:10 here, Big 550 KTRS. Let's talk Bowen Dental Care. Bowen Dental Care has 2 locations: South County, Lee May Ferry Road, across the street from Melville High School, and then just down the street from Johnny Londoff Chevrolet on Dunn Road in North County. If you need a dentist, if you're happy with your dentist, great, fantastic. But if you're looking for a new one, or you haven't been to the dentist in a while, or better yet, your dentist doesn't do implants, because a lot of family dentists don't even get into that dental implants for all sorts of reasons. It is continuing education. Many times you have to go back to school, and they've always got a new and improved this and that. Well, Dr. Bowen, this is what he went to school for. He went to school for implants and all those types of things. So if you've got a one-tooth problem, or maybe dentures, and you want to turn them into implants, Dr. Bowen can do it. The corporations come in and charge you $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Not Dr. Bowen. Everything starts at $7,000. Imagine spending $35,000 for a procedure you could get with Dr. Bowen for $7,000. Yeah, I'd be pretty mad too. That's why he's a family-run dentist, and that's why he's so well respected. So for all of your dental needs, including implants, Bowen, 314-921-3500, or simply securedentures.com.
I'm Jeff Zufall with Capital Advisory Group. If you own a small business, you need to protect yourself from becoming a target of unscrupulous actors. We can help protect you. Since 1976, thousands of area businesses have relied upon Capital Advisory Group to secure our clients' most sensitive tax data while helping them get their financial plans in order, reduce their future tax liability, and stop overpaying their federal and state income taxes. Give Capital Advisory Group a call at 636-394-5524 to protect and plan for 2026, or online at capitaladvisorygrp.com.
The St. Louis Chess Club is a newly expanded 30,000 square foot state-of-the-art chess center featuring world-class tournament playing halls, classrooms, library, and casual play spaces for everyone who loves the game.
But it's so much more than a place to play.
It's where champions are built on the board, in the classroom, and across the community, with a mission to bring the game to everyone from all levels, with membership starting at just $15 a month.
Discover the excitement, the challenge, and the community of chess at stlouischessclub.org.
Hi, it's Frank Cusimano inviting you to join me for the Press Box, brought to you by Control Option, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. We're going to interview some of the biggest names in sports and have our opening monologue. That's the Press Box, brought to you by Control Option, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS, the Talk of St. Louis.
Truck drivers, wherever you want to take your driving career in 2026, Schneider has an opportunity for you. Our huge selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers can choose from dedicated, intermodal, dry van, and tanker options. Don't wait to upgrade your career before the new year. Search jobs and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $4,500. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by Oakville Equipment for a test drive to see their full line of Kubota tractors. You can also visit them at oakvilleequipment.com.
This Veterans Day, please join Milo's Bocce Garden on the Hill in taking a moment to remember and honor our brave veterans and active servicemen and women who defend our freedoms and protect our way of life. Thank you for your service from Milo's Bocce Garden on the Hill.
Meep, meep. Captain Paul, St. Louis, Closet Company Traffic Center, good morning.
Good morning, McGraw. A crash on 270 South past Ladue Road is off on the right shoulder in a construction area, but not causing much of a slowdown. There's a stalled vehicle in the right lane of 270 North before 370. 270 North is heavy from 44 to 64. The signals are on flash at 70 East and Jennings Station. The signals are dark at Gravois and Russell. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. Check out the Neighbors Credit Union Debit All Day account, a checklist checking account featuring a Neighbors Visa debit card, the convenience of online and mobile banking, and access to your direct deposits up to 2 days early. Online at neighborscu.org, federally insured by NCUA, membership eligibility required. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
I'm First Alert 4 Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton. Our first hard freeze of the season. The afternoon's going to be cold and breezy, mostly sunny though, but a high of 40. Wind chill down the low 30s for Monday. Tuesday is a transition day. It's still cold in the morning with a low of 28, but it is milder in the afternoon, 56, and mostly cloudy on our Veterans Day. That's the latest from the First Alert 4 Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton for the Big 550 KTRS.
Offer not valid in all states.
Can I just ask a simple question? It's a social media question. Because this isn't the world I play in. Can you explain to me the need, the urge, the primal instinct to not just go to Starbucks, but to then take what I guess is considered a very creative photo of your Starbucks cup and then posting it on your social media accounts? What is the point of that? Is that to let the world know?
Wait, they just take pictures of the cup and post it, or are they in the picture themselves?
No.
So it's just here's my
sometimes
cup.
it's the hand.
Sometimes it's a hand. Sometimes very creative. Sometimes it's a portrait. Sometimes the corner is focused and the rest of it's out of focus. Or but usually it's some artistic picture of the Starbucks cup, and then they post it.
I need some PSL.
Can somebody explain
and
that
then
to
do
me?
people comment and like it?
I guess I don't under. Why does the world need to know that you went to Starbucks this morning and got a Starbucks coffee?
I don't know.
I mean, is it
majority of people are addicted to caffeine?
okay?
And
I
so
understand, that, but I
coffee
mean,
is a thing, I guess.
is it you're only getting Starbucks to show the rest of the world? You're getting Starbucks like it's a
like a designer handbag.
Yeah, it's a social status thing.
It's the same people that take pictures of their food, though.
Have we not graduated from that?
No.
I mean, just post that you hate your fellow Americans. I thought that's where social media went to. What is this? What is this? I've got, I don't know. It just seems so, I don't, it's so self-centered.
So what social media are you on right now?
No, Me? No.
Not right now. I mean, in general.
I just, I'm doing something, and then all of a sudden, as you click on something, all of a sudden, you're like, what's this? And I see.
But I mean, like, do you still have like Facebook and
I still have it. I don't use it.
Snapchat and MySpace.
I don't. I have varying degrees of all of them. I don't post on any of them anymore because my mental health is more important than letting the world know that I bought a saw-stop saw, so how cool am I?
Now, if you were printing something or posting something that you created and were proud of your work.
Yeah, okay. I could see that. You paint something, you make something, you design something. But buying a cup of coffee from Starbucks.
I ordered this today on my own.
Do you think if you took the ability away to like and comment on things, people would still post all kinds of stuff?
If I what?
If they took away the ability to click to like or to comment on a post, like if you just posted something, and no one could comment on it or like it or whatever.
Well, and
do you
then
think people would be so apt to post all this?
I don't know.
Because it's all just. I mean, mainly it's instant gratification. It's I want people to like it. I want people to comment on it. You're only doing that to get.
Right.
You want attention. I mean, it's
right. You want attention. For buying a Starbucks coffee.
And that gets you attention.
Right.
I mean,
and so Starbucks is a social status. If you need a cup of coffee, go to, the deli on the corner or go to the
French
Quick
Press
Trip or
the Java Hut.
Something. Go to the convenience store and get a cup of coffee and mind your own business.
Right.
Or make it at home.
Or go to
in a styrofoam cup. But, I mean, that post costs a lot of money to go get a post. So you could, I would use yesterday's Starbucks cup and just post that.
It's so out of style.
Save yourself some money, but then still get the credit for it. Or just go buy a roll of Starbucks coffee cups.
Well,
that's all you really need to do.
Or get yours on free cup day.
Yeah.
Oh, free cup day. What did you get this morning or yesterday? You got a Hello Kitty one?
A Hello Kitty. No, not the,
Are these
not the cups.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and then you see, oftentimes I run into, not all the time, but every once in a while you run into somebody who will, an attractive woman will post a picture of them doing something, right? And somehow you end up in the comments or whatever else. And there's always like 3 or 4 creepy guys who are like, oh, great hair. Oh, you're so wonderful. And you're like, what creepers
Those are the ones that
out
are
there?
working out.
That's what creeper would say to a random stranger online. Oh, your hair looks fantastic.
Nice abs.
Yeah, I mean, what? And then isn't the girl? I don't want to victim shame here, but isn't the girl sort of embracing or encouraging that creepiness out there by posting a picture of you in some sort of scantily clad outfit or something?
Or just capitalizing on the fact that it's going to sell whatever because men are. Pretty basic when it comes to visual. Oh, it's a pretty woman. I don't care what she's pushing. I'll buy it. So I don't play. You know what I mean? It's also inviting some, but it's taking serious advantage and being smart of men being weak.
But it's one thing to say, hey Sally, I see you're working out. I'll see you at work in an hour. As opposed to, I have no idea who you are, and I live halfway across country, but you sure are sexy. Whoever you date is lucky. I mean, that's some creepy stuff out there, man.
Constantly.
Oh,
though.
constantly.
That's
constantly.
How many people do you see at your gym taking videos of themselves?
And one of the main reasons I go when no one else is there, because the one time, that's the other thing is, there's no reason to film yourself at the gym. There's mirrors. The only reason you're filming yourself is to post it, right? Like. I mean, it's just so you're so full. I don't know. I'm lost on this whole like.
So there's a whole bunch of people who are going to the gym.
Yeah. So like fitness. It's all this whole. It's all it's all influencer, whatever. But there's the whole community. Like people will go and set up like baby tripods and stuff and film themselves doing sets of whatever so they can post it. But it's. A, ridiculous, and B, like I said, there's absolutely. It's not like you can't. I have to film myself so my form. And no. There's mirrors. You're filming yourself.
That's not why there are mirrors in the gym. There are mirrors in the gym so you can look at yourself while you pump up your muscles.
Well, yeah, there's mirrors at the gym to look at to do your form, and that's that's important. Yeah.
I thought it was just to check out how big my biceps were.
No, when people flex, and it makes me like it's so fun. Excuse me, while you're flexing, can I grab that dumbbell? Like,
what's the most used apparatus? What's the most used piece of equipment at the gym?
The mirrors.
The mirrors. Ew. I'm just saying that I've never understood social media. I know it started off by, hey, this is what I had for lunch today, and then you had to come up with something else, and now it's.
Well, let me ask you this though: why are you still like? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot here, but why are you still on it? Like, why do you still have access? Why have you not canceled all of your?
I am still on social media because, as a talk show host, it is another form of information, of social commentary on whatever, and my job is to sort of pay attention to the trends, to see what's going on. There is, whether it's news or the reaction to the news, or because the Charlie Kirk stuff, right? When he died, the story was about the reaction online. So you had to see what the reaction online was to sort of be able to comment on it, or to think about it, or to have a somewhat intelligent opinion on what's being said out there.
And fair enough, but also I'll say this one, like you can, at this point, for me, who has, I still, like I can go online and they'll give you like the highlights of what, you know what I'm saying? Without having it, without me having any access,
Yes,
I
but
can
if he
still have pretty good idea of what.
Yeah, but I want to see it myself. I don't
If
want
he
to.
wants to see what they're saying on X, he has to be a member to see what's on X.
Well, yeah, but then also like there's people here's a compilation of a bunch of comments on X that I've compiled about blah blah blah, as opposed to actually going on it. Like I could go, what are people saying about Charlie Kirk? You know, on social media, and
well, what's the difference?
Without being, you know, well, I'm just saying, like, you don't have to be on social media to still find out what social media is talking about. I guess that's what I was saying, and I could totally be wrong on that. But I'm like, I've lasted this long without, and I'm hearing is people just, and I'm just saying, social media is a cesspool, and I just still am waiting for anything good. Like I still don't see how anything good is coming from this.
It's not like I go on social media because I had to comment on Charlie Kirk or my Starbucks coffee or whatever. I go on social media because, again, it's a place for content, and I'm in the content business. If I go randomly to Google and say, show me what's on X, or go to X and say, what's on X, one is edited, one is unedited. Two important parts of the conversation, but one in which I want to go and see, you know, what my algorithm sends me. You know, not what the Washington Post sends me.
Attractive women trying to sell you an apartment.
What attractive women want to send me, as opposed to attractive men want to send me.
Are you still getting those random? I like because it was just a random picture of like. Of a you know, like an attractive woman who's like, I've got a room for rent or an apartment, and there's no apart, like it's like she's
that was a weird sort of I told you the other day, right? I mentioned the other day I was we're going to get a dog, and then the next day on whatever scam I got was, hi, I'm your neighbor, your dog was barking too loud last night. I was like, wow, that's really creepy. But you know. But let's all run to social media. Let's do everything we can to be on social media, promote social media, destroy every other fabric of society, because we must be on social media, right? We badmouth every other piece of legitimate journalism. Social media, however, is a cesspool. No one ever badmouths that. No one ever says, "Oh, Facebook's got a liberal agenda. It's got a conservative agenda." It's a cesspool, and yet people continue to use it and abuse it. And what was the story the other day? Facebook. There was a story. I put it aside.
Oh, they made so much money off of scams.
Facebook made last year $16 billion off bogus advertising. In other words,
the advertisers bought things that didn't exist.
Fake stuff, scams, what you name it. Facebook made last year 16, and I'll double check the number on it, but I think it was $16 billion on bogus advertising. So things either doesn't exist, scams, crypto ATM machines, you name it, whatever the scam was, they knew, according to memos within Facebook, that this stuff was bogus, fake, and whatever else, but they continued to run it and made $16 billion off this stuff. Could you imagine if the story came out on Saturday that KTRS made $1,000 on bogus advertising? Right? I mean, we get criticized for the legitimate advertising we run.
Don't like that ad.
Right. I mean, the criticism we get for legitimate ads is hilarious. And yet Facebook runs $16 billion worth of bogus ads. Why, as an advertiser, would you want to be affiliated or associated with something that is so broken? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. But yet Americans keep going back to Facebook. Why? It's selling you garbage, and it's selling you lies, and it's selling you things that don't exist. So I don't get it. And I still don't get why somebody would post a picture of a Starbucks coffee while they're going to work in the morning. I'm so late, I got to get coffee. Hold on, I have to take a picture of it. Hold on, I have to post it. Just makes no sense. All right. Captain Paul Kopsky does make sense in the St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center.
And McGraw has been a quiet morning commute so far. Right now, we have a stalled vehicle on 70 West at 94. Another stalled car in the right lane of 270 North before 370. 270 North is also heavy from Manchester to 64. The signals are on flash at 70 East and Jennings Station, and the signals are dark at Gravois and Russell. And MoDOT is closing the ramp from Missouri Bottom to 370 West starting at 9 a.m. this morning. The ramp will reopen at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. This traffic report is brought to you by Sound Health Services. Tired of that stuffy nose and constant post-nasal drip? You don't have to tough it out. The ENT specialists at Helios Advanced Sinus Centers from Sound Health Services offer relief at 7 convenient locations across the St. Louis area. Call 844-78-SINUS to schedule your visit. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, from Reuters. Facebook projected to make 10% of its 2024 revenue would come from ads for scams and banned goods, document shows. The social media giant internal estimates said that its platform showed users 15 billion scam ads a day. Among its responses to suspected road marketers, charging them a premium for the ads and issuing scammiest scammers. They earn about 10% of their overall revenue, or $16 billion, Facebook, from running advertising for scams and banned goods, internal company documents showed. 10% of its overall revenue, $16 billion, from bogus and rogue marketers, scammed, everything else. So there you go. But let's just go to Facebook. 7:31 here. Let's go to the newsroom. Once again, here's Rose Dalton.
Israel has confirmed it has received the remains of Hadar Goldin, a soldier killed in Gaza in 2014. The 23-year-old Israeli soldier was killed 2 hours after a ceasefire took effect in that year's war between Israel and Hamas. Goldin's family waged a public campaign for 11 years to bring home his remains. China has a new visa scheme that is creating job opportunities for foreign professionals, part of its effort to attract global talent and gain an edge in global technology. The K visa, similar to the H-1B visa in the United States, targets skilled science and technology workers. In local headlines, in celebration of the U.S. Marine Corps' 250th birthday, Governor Mike Kehoe has ordered the Missouri State Capitol Dome to shine red, white, and blue through sunrise tomorrow. The lighting pays tribute to generations of Marines who have served our nation with courage, honor, and unwavering commitment to the United States of America. Illinois is among the top 10 states for fraud reports. That's according to a new study by moneyradar.org, which ranked Illinois in 8th place. The study shows we're over 173,000 fraud reports in total from 2024 to 2025 in Illinois. It's currently 27 degrees. Time now is 8:32. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
At Bank of America, we're proud that more than 20,000 veterans and people with military backgrounds have joined our ranks since 2015. Now we're committed to adding 10,000 more over the next 5 years. By helping veterans achieve their career goals, we're moving from appreciation to action. And together, helping expand economic opportunity across America. Visit bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Let's talk about legacy. Yingling, 196 years of brewing. Family owned for 6 generations. That's elite. That's first ballot Hall of Fame status. But even the legends evolve. So meet the next generation of light beer. Flight, just 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. This isn't some watered no flavor regret in a can beer. Flight is crisp, clean, and actually tastes like beer. It's time to level up, St. Louis. Flight from Yingling. TG Yingling & Sons, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Most people think if I name my husband as beneficiary, everything's going to be okay, and that's not necessarily true.
I'm Scott Garcia with Premier Estate and Income Planning.
What am I doing taking care of people after somebody has passed and all the mess that comes with that?
And I'm Jennifer Cermak, Chief Counsel and Estate Planning Attorney of Premier Estate and Income Planning.
No longer is the attorney the gatekeeper to your lives.
Let us show you how to protect your assets, avoid probate, and retire with confidence.
Having an estate plan could be the most important document you could ever have.
The Premier Income and Estate Planning Show. This Saturday at 4 and this Sunday morning at 7 on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, the number 2 crew reporting for duty.
Number 2 crew. Let's get in that yard and clean up that doggy doo.
The number 2 crew will visit your yard once a week in the St. Louis area, and they'll take care of your dog's business. Think of them as your yard's best friend.
We are the number 2 crew. We do poo, you do you.
Customers can sign up through their website and utilize their customer portal for any sort of changes or updates. The number2crew.com or 314-717-8880.
We pick up what your dog left behind.
The number2crew.com.
Mom, what do you always say?
There's nothing sadder than jewelry that sits in a drawer.
That's why we are proud to offer jewelry repair on site at Newsletter's Fine Jewelry. We know that your jewelry is important to you, and we take that part of our job very seriously. Visit us at Doherty Ferry in Big Bend or learn more at wowdiamonds.com.
Window Depot USA of St. Louis, installing superior quality windows and doors in the St. Louis area for more than a decade, encourages you to take a moment this Veterans Day to remember and honor our brave veterans and active servicemen and women who defend our freedoms and protect our way of life. Thank you for your service from Window Depot USA of St. Louis.
All right, we're back out for another live broadcast, and this one of my favorites, Jules, because we always leave with our bellies full.
Pot pies abound at the Piccadilly at Manhattan. Cannot wait until Friday. We are going to have a wonderful time.
Not only do we get a chance to catch up with the Colitas, but we meet a lot of wonderful people that stop by for lunch. And, of course, there's the food, and don't forget the Chantilly Lace.
I could never forget the Chantilly Lace. We'll see you Friday, noon to 3, with the Carney Show and Piccadilly at Manhattan. Bang!
Now, back to McGraw. Presented by Londoff Chevrolet and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
Blues lose a tough one in overtime over the weekend. We'll talk to Randy Carricker about it and Mizzou. Randy, thanks for checking in as always.
McGraw, it's always good to talk to you. How are you, sir?
Good. Let's talk about this Blues game last night. Tough one to lose. They tie it up, or I guess Seattle ties it up with seconds to go in the game, and then they win it in overtime. And a little bit of controversy with that goal. What do you think?
Well, I don't disagree with Jim Montgomery's assessment of the rule. And I think that it could have gone either way. I think the officials easily could have called goalie interference. But that being the case, the Blues had 3 opportunities in the last 2.5 minutes with an empty net to score into that empty net. They had opportunities to clear the zone and didn't. So while the Blues could have made an argument that they should have won the game because of goalie interference. The Blues didn't win the game because of the Blues. They had a 2-0 lead after a period. They get dominated in the second period and allowed 2 goals. They lost the game, and I'm not ready to blame the officials because I do think the call could have gone either way. I don't think that the NHL has it out for the Blues in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Again, one step forward, one step back with these Blues.
Yeah, it really is, because I was actually at the game, and I said to the person sitting next to me with 3 minutes left, I said, I don't want to jinx anything, but this would be 2 in a row because of the win in Buffalo last Thursday. And, yeah, you're exactly right. And you've got to win those games at home. And I know Doug Armstrong really cares about the home record. And, by the way, coming into the season, the Blues had won their last 12 home games of last year. They have been awful at home so far, and I can't figure it out.
Yeah, you and everybody else can't figure it out. Missouri takes on Texas A&M. 2 things we learned. One was Texas A&M's a pretty good football team.
Yeah, and they're way better than Missouri in the trenches. And my concern was how the Mizzou offensive line would hold up against their defensive line, and it wasn't great. And then how the Rams defensive line, the Tigers defensive line would hold up against their offensive line. And you know what? It's one of those situations, McGraw, where a really good team just leans on you quarter after quarter after quarter, and then eventually you're just going to break. And that's what happened to Mizzou in the fourth quarter. 16 carries for better than 140 yards for Texas A&M in that fourth quarter. And it just got worse and worse and worse as the game went along. It's really amazing to look at the running plays for Texas A&M and how much more they were able to produce as the game went along.
Yeah, and I don't know how much the rookie quarterback helped or hurt, but, I mean, there were obviously bigger problems than just the quarterback position.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance, and he's 19 years old. It's his first start in college football against an SEC team that's ranked 3rd in the country. You cannot judge Matt Zollers at all. And if anything, I'm going to judge the coaching staff. Ahmad Hardy has a 40-yard run in the first play of the game, and he finishes the first quarter with 3 carries for 44 yards, then didn't even see the ball again until the third quarter. And what have we heard about running backs over the years? Good running backs. They need to get into a rhythm. They need to get into the game quickly. Well, if you have a guy that you're only going to run 3 times in the first half, there's no way that he's going to be able to get into a rhythm. And I thought that was the one chance Mizzou had, was to hang on to the football, allow their offensive line to start whipping the defensive line and beat them down, like what happened to Mizzou's defensive line, but it never happened. Mizzou, for whatever reason, just stopped using Ahmad Hardy.
Yeah, so Mizzou's probably out of the playoff contention for the national championship, but a bowl game is in their future. I'd love to see a Nebraska-Missouri bowl game somewhere.
I would too. I think that'd be fun, and I know that that's been a projection of several people. It'll be interesting to see now, though, if Mizzou is able to keep things going. It's hard to imagine that they could beat an Oklahoma. I think Arkansas will be a challenge. Hopefully Mississippi State won't be a challenge. But I wonder now if they're going to be able to even get to 8 wins, which is what we had hoped for. When the quarterback goes out, you hope for 8 and 4. Well, now you've got 3 losses. You get Oklahoma, so you need to handle your business against the likes of Arkansas and Mississippi State.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll talk about that as we get further on in the week. Let's talk a little baseball over the weekend. It's becoming almost a non-story, which sort of shows you how pathetic it is. But Major League Baseball finally suspended those Cleveland Guardian pitchers after, I guess they were brought up on charges after they were suspended with pay for what appeared to be alleged, I don't know, performance-changing gambling allegations. While reading this, Randy, one of these guys was considered one of the best relievers in the game, and the amount of money we're talking is like pocket change that they were supposedly getting paid off. It makes no sense for these people to throw away their entire career where they're going to make hundreds of millions of dollars for $50,000, $60,000.
It is unbelievable. And I would think that these are both the Dominican athletes that are probably relatively uneducated. They probably, I'm guessing, almost sure that they were signed into pro baseball when they were 16 years old and came over here and started pitching in the U.S. when they were 16. And they're trying to help their families in the Dominican Republic, but they have no idea of the repercussions. And to your point, Emmanuel Clase, one of the best closers in baseball, was scheduled to make $4.9 million this year and $6.4 next year. Ortiz was just a rookie. He was making the minimum, but the point is a minimum salary is $760,000. These guys made between them less than $100,000 on the gambling, and the people that they were working with, who were also their Dominican friends, made $400,000 or so. Well, why doesn't Clase just say, you know what, I'll give some of my cash to you, rather than risk his career? But I guess he didn't realize what he was risking. These guys both now face 65 years in prison for what they did. And I have to believe that because of the desire of the federal government to maintain integrity in professional sports, if they can find these guys guilty, they'll probably throw the book at them.
But here's the bigger question, not just this story, but and they got caught because they were so bad at tanking the game, right? The guy, to make the joke, almost hit the bull on the first pitch, right?
Right. Yep.
But I mean, what about the guy who just misses on the outside corner, or the shortstop who throws it into the stands on one play, or right? I mean, you can be better at cheating and never ever get caught.
Yes, and those guys, yeah, you're right. Clase was a brilliant pitcher. He had an earned run average of 0.8 in 2024, but there were times where the first pitch of an inning, he would bounce it a 55-mile-an-hour slider, and it would wind up in the dirt, and that's what people were betting on. They were betting on the first pitch to either be a ball or a hit batter, or to be below typical velocity for Clase. So they would bet for a pitch to be under 97.5 miles an hour. He'd throw it 94 miles an hour, and they would win a lot of money on those prop bets. But you make the point about people that are close now, or a shortstop that throws the ball into the stands. I think every player, because of things like this, is going to be under suspicion now. Same thing with an NBA player that gets hurt and leaves the game. That player is going to be under suspicion from the fans because other players have taken money to leave games early, or in this case, to throw balls or do things untoward that we wouldn't expect a major leaguer to do.
You also have to think that the guys who are getting caught, they're going to get smarter, right? The people who took the steroids, they got smarter, right? They didn't just go to the corner, and everybody get injected, right? They were doing it in a smarter way. So, okay, I'm going to go to my best friend and say, look, you're going to make a lot of money. Don't tell anybody. And, they could have this sort of side deal going on for a whole career.
Well, and that's the key, McGraw, because what happened was Clase would work with his friend would tell somebody, his friend would tell somebody, and then all of a sudden you've got nationally 70 or 80 bets on Emmanuel Clase to throw his first pitch for a ball. And that's what gets flagged by these integrity firms, is they're taking a look at every single bet that's made, and if something seems unusual, they'll flag it, they'll tell Major League Baseball, they'll tell the feds. So you're right, you have to have somebody, if you're going to be doing this, you have to have somebody that you trust. They can't make a huge bet. It's got to be less than $1,000, and you can only have one or two people making the bet.
Unfortunately, Randy, this is not going to be the last time we talk about this subject. That is for sure.
No, and by the way, McGraw,
yeah.
I'll bet you this stuff has been happening a lot, but now they can catch it because of legalized gambling, because all of these bets are made online and with apps. Before it was just a bookie, right? And there was no way to tell if a bunch of money came in on a particular situation like these, throwing a ball. Now the feds have access to all of this, and they're able to find it out. So while we may know more about it, it might have been happening for a long time, and we just didn't know because of who was taking the bets previously.
Yeah, and I don't know if I agree with that. That's a longer conversation. There's one person you don't cheat, and that's a cheater or a gambler. Right? If I didn't lose fair and square, I'm going to find out. So I don't know. These gamblers sort of took care of them themselves. I don't know. Who knows? Randy, who's your sponsor?
It's our friend Ryan Raphael. He is the Medicare man, and I'll tell you what. He is truly the man when it comes to explaining the crazy world of Medicare. If you're a family member or turning 65 and you're not really happy with your current plan, then you should call Ryan. If anything changed in the past year with your health or your drugs, and you might need a supplement or wonder if an Advantage plan is something to consider now, call Ryan Raphael. He is the Medicare man. His number is 314-368-6808, 314-368-6808, or online at MedicareManSTL.com.
St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Here once again is Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw, the quiet morning commute continues. Right now we have 4 stalled vehicles out there. One at 70 west to 94, another at 270 north before 370, one at 270 south and 70, and a stalled car on 270 north before Gravois. The signals are on flash at 70 east and Jennings Station. The signals are dark at Gravois and Russell. And MoDOT is closing the ramp from Missouri Bottom to 370 west starting at 9 a.m. this morning. The ramp will reopen at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
I'm First Alert 4 Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton. Our first hard freeze of the season. The afternoon's going to be cold and breezy, mostly sunny though, but a high of 40. Wind chill down the low 30s for Monday. Tuesday is a transition day. It's still cold in the morning with a low of 28, but it is milder in the afternoon, 56, and mostly cloudy on our Veterans Day. That's the latest from the First Alert 4 Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton for the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's talk. Let's talk. Can we talk? Can we talk about outdoor living? Outdoor living. What do you want to know? You want to build that deck. You want to have a nice sit outside. The weather's going to turn a little crisp, cold. Maybe get a little space heater out there, maybe a little fire pit out there, and go sit outside and enjoy the nice weather, maybe a little cocktail. Yeah, first you have to build the deck. First you have to bring in the fire pit. How do you do that? Well, you do that with outdoor living. That's where you go because they've been doing this right since the mid-'90s. Pat Leahy started working there as a worker bee, and he bought the company, and so he's been very much a part of it from all the way from being the janitor all the way up to running the company. So he knows every single aspect of outdoor living. Look, these guys will build you a deck, and they'll put a 50-year warranty on that deck. I know, it's hard to believe. How can they do that? Well, they do it because they build it right from the very beginning. They use metal framing. They use composite decking. By the way, metal framing built right here and made right here in the U.S. of A. Outdoor Living will do it right, and they'll do it right from the very beginning. That's how they're able to put a 50-year warranty on their on their decks because they do it right. So for all of your deck needs, outdoor needs, gazebos, pergolas, fences, yeah, come on, invite me over. But first, build the deck. I'll bring the cocktails. You bring the deck. Outdoor Living, Big Bend and I-44 in Kirkwood, OutdoorLivingInc.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter Get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Royal Banks of Missouri invites you to the 2025 Economic Forecast Breakfast, Tuesday, November 18th at the Factory in Chesterfield. Hear from local experts, Ron Amlin of St. Louis Small Business Monthly, Dr. William Emmons, retired economist, and many more on current market conditions and what lies ahead for the U.S. economy in 2026 and beyond. For more info and to RSVP, visit royalbanksofmo.com. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
Look at our alums, the contributions that they have made throughout industries in the St. Louis region.
Terry Freerks, a graduate of the University of Missouri, St. Louis.
UMSL is embedded in the fabric of the St. Louis community. We're hands-on, and when our students graduate, they are definitely career ready, but maybe more importantly, they're career confident.
More is what moves us. Find your more at more.umsl.edu.
Truck drivers, the holiday rush is here. Take advantage by becoming a Schneider driver. By driving for one of America's busiest carriers, you'll stay busy during the holiday season and throughout the new year. Plus, as a Schneider driver, you'll have access to top quality driver support and newer equipment spec'd with the latest safety and comfort features that drivers want. Don't wait. Get a jump on 2026 by exploring jobs in your area today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Brown & Brown Personal Injury Attorneys salute all veterans, active and retired. If you've been hurt on the road or at work, please call them today. You can reach them right now at 314-333-3333 or chat with them online at brownlawoffice.com.
Green Angel Cleaning Services, your trusted St. Louis home cleaner since 2007, encourage you to take a moment this Veterans Day to remember and honor our brave veterans and active servicemen and women who defend our freedoms and protect our way of life. Green Angel thanks you.
Now, back to McGraw. Presented by Londoff Chevrolet and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
$8:55 here, Big 550 KTRS from the Country Club Car Wash text line. It would be sweet to have Randy Naughton on the sports segment and have her break down the Bills' troubles. Yeah. Let's see here.
She's a season ticket holder
for the Bills.
Yes, and she's been going.
She's been flying to Buffalo.
Yes, I don't know if she went this week because
Right.
But
that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah. At one point here working at KTRS, we had me as a Jets fan, Randy Naughton is a Bills fan, and Max is a Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
We had the AFC East pretty well covered. Yeah. By the way, the Jets win again. Jets are making their move.
You got your Super Bowl tickets ready?
I'm gonna buy them off Randy Naughton. She doesn't need them. McGraw, did you get the dog? We got the dog. It is a yellow lab. We got the dog from Freeburg, Illinois. I think it's Freeburg, Illinois, just past Eckert's down there.
Yeah, that's Freeburg.
Yeah, and yes, a yellow lab. And I'd like to say that all is so far so good. All is very good, and she is. Dogs are pretty cute. Dogs are pretty good. Again, I reiterate what I've said before, and I'll say again. I don't really like dogs. I like my dog. Still kind of feel like I'm cheating on Molly a little bit, but I had a long conversation with this new one, Rosie, about Molly. So there's a lot of pressure on this new dog to live up to Molly.
Bar is high.
So I told her, I was like, look, this is not easy. This isn't all fun and games around here. It's time to go to work, young lady. No, it's really very sweet. And the little one, oh my goodness, right? The little one. It's two little puppies in the house. It's kind of sweet. 8:57 here, Big 550 KTRS. It's a girl. It's a yellow lab girl named Rosie. No relation to Rose Dalton. St. Louis Plaza Gubbay Traffic Center. Here's Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw crash on 270 north before Gravois has been moved off to the right shoulder. We have 3 stalled vehicles out there, one at 70 west and 94, another at 270 north before 370, and a stalled vehicle at 270 south and 70. The signals are on flash at the 70 east exit to Jennings Station. The signals are dark at Gravois and Russell, and MoDOT is closing the ramp from Missouri Bottom to 370 West starting at 9 a.m. this morning. The ramp will reopen at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rack House in Cottleville. Stop by for brunch or happy hour or plan your next event, specifically group outings or holiday parties at the Rack House. The Rack House, featuring a seasonal menu and upscale casual dining and drinks since 2014. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. You don't hear fast-talking disclaimers in our ads because the claims we make are 100% transparent. The Lance Drury Law Firm primarily focuses on one thing, IRS problems, and we're regulated by the Bar Association, and we have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. IRS issues are serious legal issues. The Lance Drury Law Firm has helped thousands of clients navigate the best resolution plans, and we tell you up front exactly how much it'll cost. Tax resolution law is all we do. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Drury Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Call today to schedule your free consultation with me, 314-260-6120, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Mizzou football.
The rushing touchdown, and Missouri extends the lead.
KTRS AM, FM 1061, K291CW St. Louis. Is the
Big 550.
KTRS St. Louis. From O'Fallon, Illinois to Granite City, Glen Carbon to Waterloo, and the world.
Streaming live at KTRS.com.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The Supreme Court has just now rejected a call to overturn its landmark decision legalizing same-sex marriage nationwide. The justices turned away an appeal from former Kentucky court clerk Clem Davis, who refused to issue marriage licenses to gay couples following the 2015 decision that made same-sex marriage legal. The Supreme Court has agreed to decide whether states can count late-arriving mail-in ballots, which President Trump has long criticized. Thanks to a handful of Democrats crossing party lines, the Senate voting last night to begin the process of reopening the federal government. ABC national correspondent Stephen Portnoy with more on what's next.
A lot still has to happen before the shutdown ends. The Senate has to take several more votes to insert new language in a House-passed bill to restore funding to agencies through the end of January. That new language would also require the reversal of any layoffs conducted by the administration through the shutdown. Once that bill passes the Senate, the House would have to come back to D.C. to vote on it to send it to the president's desk. His signature would end the shutdown.
The Democrats did not get their main demand, a continuation of government subsidies to help millions of Americans pay lower costs on the health care. You tried to pretend it wasn't coming, but guess what? Winter has arrived.
More than 105 million people under winter weather alerts for snow in the Midwest and Northeast and freezing temperatures across the South. South Bend recording more than 8 inches of snow this morning with wind gusts reaching speeds of 30 miles per hour or stronger.
ABC's Alex Perez in Chicago. Federal regulators recalling baby formula. ABC's Brian Clark.
13 infants were hospitalized across 10 states due to botulism, and the FDA says it was linked to baby formula produced by ByHeart Incorporated. The whole nutrition infant formula accounted for 1% of national sales, according to the CDC. Parents are being urged to monitor their babies closely because symptoms can take weeks to develop.
This is ABC News.
I'm Josh Gilbert, and I'm here with Jeff Zufall, Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor at Capital Advisory Group and author of the #1 best-selling book on the new tax law, Keep What's Yours, and my co-host of Keep What's Yours on Saturdays here on KTRS. Jeff, while every business is susceptible to fraud, isn't it fair to say that small businesses in particular need to be on high alert?
Thanks, Josh. Because small businesses have fewer resources than larger corporations, it's not uncommon for a small business to become a target of unscrupulous actors. Since 1976, thousands of area businesses have relied upon Capital Advisory Group to secure our clients' most sensitive tax data while helping them get their financial plans in order, reduce their future tax liability, and stop overpaying their federal and state income taxes. If you're not taking full advantage of the new tax law and feel like you're paying more than your fair share in taxes, then let us help you plan for 2026 and reduce your taxes.
Give Capital Advisory Group a call at 636-394-5524 or online at capitaladvisorygrp.com.
Veterans Day, we do what we do. We go back to Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
We honor those that have served in our military, and it's become an annual tradition on The Carney Show.
Also on the broadcast that day, also being a Restaurant Tuesday, we'll be visited by Bob Candace from Candici's Restaurant.
We'll see you there.
30 degrees at 9:03. Emergency shelters have been opened during this week's cold snap in the St. Louis area. These shelters will operate from 6 p.m. until 9 a.m. through Tuesday and will be extended if temperatures remain below freezing. Those in need of a shelter as well as transportation to a shelter should call the United Way at 211. Meanwhile, community organizations are stepping up to help those in need as the temperature drops. KTRS's Sobe Bay has the story.
Heat Up St. Louis provides utility aid to help St. Louisans keep their homes warm. The website is heatupstlouis.org. The hotline is 314-241-0001. Children's codes can be found through the National Council of Jewish Women. They're at 295 North Lindbergh. Adult codes can be found at the St. Louis County Outreach Center, 4401 Natural Bridge, MLK Resource Center, 3655 Page, and the Ferguson Community Empowerment Center, 9420 West Florissant. And a take a coat or leave a coat rack is outside Pizza Head in Tower Grove South at 3196 South Grand Boulevard. Sobe Bay, KTRS News.
Federal health officials are investigating a multi-state outbreak of infant botulism linked to By Heart Whole Nutrition infant formula. The outbreak includes 13 confirmed hospitalizations across 10 states, including 2 cases in Illinois. The recall covers 2 lots marked used by December 1st, 2026. Both the FDA and the CDC are working to identify the contamination source and any other affected products. No deaths have been reported, but officials warn that symptoms of infant botulism may take weeks to develop. Peabody Energy is moving its headquarters out of downtown St. Louis. The company announced it will relocate to the Edward Jones building in Des Peres. The public coal company has been in downtown St. Louis for 70 years. An exact date for the move has not been announced. NFIB Missouri's October jobs report found that 32% of small business owners reported job openings they could not fill in October, unchanged for the second consecutive month. Before August, the last time unfilled job openings hit 32% was in December 2020. 28% have openings for skilled workers, and 11% have openings for unskilled labor. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist. The place for all your floral needs. You can place your order anytime at WKF.com. And now let's take a look at the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. You can tune into Straight Talk on Retirement on Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. The Dow is up 182 points to 47,300. The S&P is up 73 points to 6,800. And the NASDAQ is up 415 points to 23,500. In KTRS Sports, Mizzou football's playoff chances were essentially extinguished with a 38-17 loss to number 3 Texas A&M. The loss dropped the Tigers' record to 6-3 with 3 games still remaining in the 2025 regular season. And the Blues found another way to lose, giving up a final second goal in a 4-3 overtime loss to the Seattle Kraken. The Note currently have the second lowest point total in the NHL, as they'll take on the team with the fewest points, Calgary, on Tuesday. In KTRS Time Saver traffic, let's go to the KTRS St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center for a look at the roads, where we find Captain Paul Kopsky standing by.
Rosa crash on 270 north before Gravois is off on the right shoulder. We have stalled vehicles on 70 West at 94 and on 270 North before 370. The signals are on flash at 70 East and Jennings Station. The signals are dark at Gravois and Russell. And MoDOT has closed the ramp from Missouri Bottom to 370 West. That ramp will reopen at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. Check out the Neighbors Credit Union Debit All Day account, a checklist checking account featuring a Neighbors Visa debit card, the convenience of online and mobile banking, and access to your direct deposits up to 2 days early. Online at neighborscu.org. Federally insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you, Captain Paul. In KTRS weather, mostly sunny today with a high of 39, partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 27, and tomorrow a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 54. It's currently, what we got, Carl? 29 degrees. Thank you. It is 9:07. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Hey, it's Heidi, and I've only sold 2 houses, but I know how stressful it can be. I also know the team at Lauren Risley Realty makes the entire process as easy as possible. I watched Lauren work with friends and my parents, and I can say she is top notch. She doesn't just know the market, she knows what to look for in a home, and that includes red flags. And through all of it, she is calm, cool, and kind. So if you're in the market to buy or sell a home, or if you just have a question, call Lauren Risley Realty, 314-775-0684, or go to LaurenRisleyRealty.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I want your fixer-upper home. It's crazy to spend a ton of money fixing it up when I will pay you top dollar right now. I don't even care what condition it's in. Your trash is my treasure. No inspections, no contingencies, just cold, hard cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867. That's Mike Robinson, 314-283-0867, or at robangproperties.com.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for our friends at Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution, and they've been in St. Louis for over 20 years with 2 locations, one at Clayton and Lindbergh, and the other one just west of 270 on Olive. If you've got your own business and you want to have a better banking experience, look no further than Triad Bank. Their mission is to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services to you and your business. For more, go to triadbanking.com.
Hey, it's John Carney. A lot of conversations with the folks over at Allen Roofing, pretty much asking advice, because I know a lot of people got smacked by that storm, and he had some great advice for people to think about. First off, be careful of who you talk to when you're going to get some work done. Make sure there's an agreement, and the scope of work is laid out in that contract. Also, as you can imagine, a lot of contractors are busy. Give them some time, and you know what? Allen Roofing will come put a tarp on your roof at no charge, even if you don't use them when you get the roof repaired. Also, check the Better Business Bureau, see what the reviews are for contractors that you deal with, and also remember, insurance companies allow up to an entire year from the date of loss to file a claim. So you've got time to get those repairs done and that replacement done. Don't rush it. Just a few tips from the people that know roofing and repairs better than anyone. It's Allen Roofing, online at aroofing.net.
The holidays are all about joy, but let's be honest, they can also throw our health goals off track. Heidi here for Premier U. At Premier U, it's not about restriction, it's about restoration. Their personalized weight loss programs are designed to help you feel your best, mind, body, and hormones included. So whether you want to start strong before the holidays or feel incredible heading into the new year, Premier U will help you look good, feel better, and live your premier life, because you deserve to give yourself the gift of health this season.
Gelmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Gelmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
Join the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra for Disney's The Lion King in Concert. Experience the original animated classic roaring from the big screen as your SLSO performs Hans Zimmer's Oscar-winning score live. Follow Simba as he journeys from a wide-eyed cub to his destined role as King of the Pride Lands, featuring unforgettable music from Elton John and lyricist Tim Rice, November 15th and 16th. Tickets at slso.org. Presentation licensed by Disney Concerts.
Hey, it's Heidi Glaus, and I want to remind you to tune in to the Heidi Glaus Show with Bob Ramsey and Josh Gilbert weekdays from 3 to 6. You don't want to miss all the fun. Plus, twice a month, we're joined by Dr. Ravi Johar, the Chief Medical Officer for United Healthcare. Dr. Johar and United Healthcare will keep us informed and educated about everything happening in the healthcare system, plus important facts to keep us healthy. United Healthcare and the Heidi Glaus Show on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hi, it's Frank Cusimano inviting you to join me for the Press Box, brought to you by Control Option, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. We're going to interview some of the biggest names in sports and have our opening monologue. That's the Press Box, brought to you by Control Option, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS, the talk of St. Louis.
The Big 550.
KTRS St. Louis. This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
All right, as I often like to say, we do more for local authors than anybody else in town. One of the reasons why is we're not corporate radio, and we can take care of local because that's what we do. We are focused on local. And today, Jan Barron is the writer and creator of a book illustrated by Don Intingen. Illustrated by Paul Burkhart. I say that because
that was funny.
I say that because every time I read a book with Emerson, I always say who the illustrator is. And so she was like, read the book with Don Intingen, and I'm like, I don't know who Don Intingen is. So it's a
But
it's
she
a
knows
thing.
the author?
Yeah, it's a thing. She says, who was it illustrated by? Don Intingen. So that's what
How
we
old
do.
is she?
She's 5.
Okay.
She's 5. The book is called A Fly on the Wall, written and created by Jan Barron. Jan, welcome to Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you so much for having me.
And Paul Burkhart, you're the illustrator.
Yes, I am. Thank you
All
for
right,
having
and you're
us.
here because your daughter texted in and said, my 90-year young mother just wrote a book.
That's the truth.
And is this your first book?
My first book.
Your very first book. Take us to the beginning. The Fly on the Wall is the name of the book. What was the inspiration? Tell us about it.
Well, I've always loved the expression, I want to be a fly on the wall.
Right.
But I never really liked the idea that you're spying. My fly on the wall in my head was something watching over all of us. So it's kind of more spiritual, actually.
Sure. Yeah.
And more homey than.
Yeah.
I didn't want to swat this fly.
Okay.
It's not a fly you want to swat.
So it's more or less like a guardian angel fly in a sense.
Exactly.
Interesting. So you still want to spy on people. You just call yourself a guardian angel, and then you can listen a lot more.
Oh, touche.
Okay. So that was the premise, and you want to make it a kid's book.
Yeah, and I'm a former teacher, so
Okay.
My degrees were all in early childhood, so I thought that this would be a wonderful way. But when people say to me, well, what age is this for? I always say birth to death, because it's for children of all ages.
Sure, very good. Now, writing a children's book per se, when you write a children's book, and you mentioned you were schooled in early childhood development, take us through some of the. I mean, it's very difficult to write a children's book and to write a good one, right?
Well, it has to really flow out of you. It's not something that you have to. I didn't labor over it. I just thought about it for a long time before I wrote it.
And then
it's very simple. It's very simple.
Sure, but simple sometimes is the hardest thing to do.
Well, that's true. But I showed it to some people, and I made a mock-up of it when I was trying to see what to do with it.
Yeah.
And they liked it. They got it.
They got it. And how did Paul get roped into this?
Well, I work at the JCC, the Jewish Community Center, in the Adult Day Center. And one of the parents of one of our participants and I were talking, and I don't know how the book came up, but I said something about, I've got it written, but I don't have an illustrator. He says, he says, I have a friend who is an illustrator, or actually an artist.
Okay.
Because I don't think, Paul, you've never written, had never done.
Right, nothing like that.
No. So we met and we clicked.
Well, you clicked. And Paul, so how did you saw this and you said, what, I have to be a part of this project?
Oh, no, I almost just I was ready to say, Jan, I don't do this kind of art. You know, you're a great gal and all this, but I was going to just not do it.
Yeah.
But then she said all she wanted was the book to be whimsical. And that was right up my alley.
And you're nothing if not whimsical.
Right.
Very whimsical.
I do art for therapy, too. I don't do it for a profit.
Okay,
money,
good. All right, so the book is called Fly on the Wall. Now, in the back of this book, you have discussion questions.
Right.
So take us through this, because you don't normally get discussion questions in a child book.
Well, that's the teacher in me, I think.
Yeah.
I thought it was more important for the children or the adults, whoever's reading the book, to question some of the things and to talk with the child and to see what the child thinks about this fly. Also, in the book, in Paul's illustrations, he has a fly on every page, small.
Right.
So it's like, where's Waldo?
Right.
You know, so the kids like to pick out the fly.
I love the idea of the discussion questions, because you can sit and talk about reading comprehension, and you read it again, and she's going to learn something the second time around, and I didn't notice that this first time, right? I mean, it's a chance to sort of reading comprehension, all that type of stuff.
Absolutely, and it's fun to get the children's reaction. I've read to several classrooms.
Yeah.
And it's fun to get their reaction to some of the questions.
Okay, so before we find out where we can get it, Hollywood, have you sold the movie rights yet, or where are we with that?
Not quite. We're working on it.
We're working on that. So you're in discussions. Okay. All right. Good to know. Where can we get the book, The Fly on the Wall?
Well, it's sold at any store that sells books, any bookstore.
Like Barnes
Number
and
one,
Noble.
it is also on Amazon.
Okay, so if we go to Barnes and Noble or any bookstore, Left Bank Books, or
they don't have it in their stock, but they'll order it.
They'll order it. Can I go onto Amazon and get it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, good. Do you have a website?
Don't have a website, but I have an email address that on my bookmarks.
Okay.
So people can do my email.
Well, what about your Instagram account and your all these Snapchat accounts? Do you have a social media presence?
Well, my daughter Terry does my promoter.
Okay, good.
Promoting.
All right. So the best way to get it is Amazon, local bookstores, The Fly on the Wall. That's the name of the book, Fly on the Wall.
Yes.
And we have a book
book signing?
Book signing coming up.
Oh, when's the book signing?
It's December the 3rd at Lefty's Cafe.
Okay.
In Creve Coeur.
Beautiful. Okay, good. The book is The Fly on the Wall, written and created by Jan Barron. Any chance for a sequel or a prequel or anything?
Oh, we're thinking about it.
All right, good. How are sales going already?
Very well. We had a book signing yesterday.
Yeah,
good.
Very
well.
And we have one book left. Almost sold out.
One book left.
If we get foot traffic, we do pretty well.
Yeah, I would think so.
When they see it.
Yeah.
Like
and I would think, I mean, children, everyone's, look, as a parent of a 5-year-old, there are not enough children's books out there. I mean, every night you got to read another book and another book. There's only time you can only read one book 17 times before you're, please find another book for me.
But then they know it by heart.
Right, yeah.
And it's a great bedtime book because it has two things. it gives them a sense of security before they fall asleep.
Yeah.
And they want to find the fly on every page.
Sure.
And they never get tired of it.
Yeah.
And my daughter said I made the fly too easy to find.
Yeah, I would
What do
agree
you
with
think?
that.
You think it's too
Criticism
easy?
of yes, the fly is way too whimsical. I don't like that. The book is The Fly on the Wall, where all fine books are sold, including Amazon, written and created by Jan Barron. A great Christmas gift, a great holiday gift, or for anybody who has any little one who wants to read, or maybe yourself, you like a good book. Illustrated by Paul Burkhart, written by Jan Barron. The book is The Fly on the Wall. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity.
You got it. 921 here, Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, it's Heidi, and you've been hearing me talking about my friends at Dalco Home Remodeling. They're locally owned and family operated and have been installing the very best windows and doors in town for the past 50 years. Well, right now is the absolute best time to save on windows at Dalco. For a very limited time, you can earn a $600 tax credit on new windows, plus up to an additional $600 from Dalco on Elite Series windows with 0% financing for 18 months. That's up to $1,200 in credits for new energy-efficient windows from Dalco. This limited-time offer ends November 15th, so don't wait. Give them a call today at 314-298-7300 to get up to $1,200 in credits for new energy-efficient windows from Dalco. That's 314-298-7300 or online at DalcoHomeRemodeling.com. As they've always said, if you buy somewhere else and find out how much you could have saved at Dalco, you'll blow your stack. 314-298-7300.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
It's Julie Buck here for AAA Travel. 'Tis the season for the gift of travel. You can do that with our friends at AAA Travel. You know the company, AAA, we all do. We've counted on them in numerous emergency situations, and they've been there time and time again. But did you know that you can travel with AAA? That's right, they will book the entire trip. What a great gift that would be. The gift of travel this holiday season, and you can do it with AAA Travel. Go to AAA.com and click the Travel tab.
Jewels on Hampton pay some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, gemstones, coins, collectibles, and sports memorabilia. JewelsOnHampton.com.
Hi, this is Stuart Rosenblum, president of Stewart's American Mortgage.
Stewie!
Mortgages are the biggest investment that a person's going to make in their life, yet most people don't know anything about it. Tune in for Mortgages and More with Stewie. That's me, where we can go over all the different types of mortgage programs in simple terms. You, me,
Stewie!
You'll become an expert after the first show.
Listen to Mortgages and More with Stewie, Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. on KTRS.
St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Here is Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw, we have a stalled vehicle on 270 north before 370. The signals are on flash at 70 east in Jennings Station. The signals are dark at Gravois and Russell. And MoDOT has closed the ramp from Missouri Bottom to 370 west. That ramp will reopen at 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon. This traffic report is brought to you by Lion's Choice, a local favorite since 1967. Lion's Choice continues to serve high-quality roast beef to families and friends across Missouri and Illinois. Everyone's got their favorite order. What's yours? Stop by or order online. From the KTRS, St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's talk about windows and doors, because if you need windows or doors, of course, you need to call my neighbor, Larry Thornton. He is the owner of a company called The Window Store, and he's been the owner of that company for 37 years. Windows and doors. I had somebody come to my door the other day and say, well, that's a nice door. Where'd you get it? I was like, my neighbor, Larry. And we started talking about how expensive doors were and how you want to make sure you buy it right and you buy it the first time. That's Larry. Look, he beats the big boys at their own game. He has the same access to all the same great quality doors and windows, but he does it at a fraction of the cost. And He's got installers who've worked with him for 15, 20, 25 years. So for 37 years, they've been doing it, and they've been doing it right. The Window Store, 314-739-0002. And, of course, always online at wswindow.net.
Does live, local, and the talk of St. Louis make sense? It has for us and for the St. Louis region for 29 years. Listen online on the KTRS mobile app. Watch us on Facebook and on our YouTube channel at 550 KTRS TV. Just to see who rolled out of bed and came to work late without even brushing their teeth. The Big 550 KTRS. Depend on it.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers. Oh, they're here. Hey, who needs something to drink?
we've been overindulging a little more than usual. Thank goodness we both added active liver to our diets to give our livers some much-needed support so we have the energy we need to enjoy the holidays.
Active Liver from New Nordic contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract designed to give your liver maximum protection and help it do vital jobs like removing toxins from alcohol, rich foods, and sweets.
Try Active Liver today and enjoy all the holiday treats with the peace of mind of knowing you're giving your liver some relief.
Find Active Liver online at Amazon, Vitacost.com, or iHerb.com. Or pick it up today at CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite. Enjoy life to the fullest with Active Liver.
Mike Lippert here with Lee C. Lumber Company. We're a family-owned company that's been providing quality wood products to builders, contractors, and homeowners in the St. Louis metro area since 1872. You've heard McGraw mention our knowledgeable staff, excellent customer service, and the best of woods. In addition to our lumber yards, we offer custom millwork for your outdoor project. We can produce your artistic cedar and fir timber trusses. For the best of woods and custom millwork, LeeCLumber.com.
Hey, it's Heidi Glaus, and I want to remind you to tune in to the Heidi Glaus Show with Bob Ramsey and Josh Gilbert weekdays from 3 to 6. You don't want to miss all the fun. Plus, twice a month, we're joined by Dr. Ravi Johar, the Chief Medical Officer for United Healthcare. Dr. Johar and United Healthcare will keep us informed and educated about everything happening in the healthcare system, plus important facts to keep us healthy. United Healthcare and the Heidi Glaus Show on the Big 550 KTRS.
What goes great with Mizzou Tigers football? Well, Dogtown Pizza, of course. And with 12 different flavors to choose from, you can have a different pizza every game.
Pepperoni peppercini, hot chicken, the SOB sausage onion bacon, and the newest addition to the lineup, meatball mozzarella.
Forget the pumpkin spice. The best fall flavor is football and pizza. MIZDOG. Dogtown Pizza and dogtownpizza.com. Dogtown Pizza, and check out all 12 flavors online at dogtownpizza.com.
I'm Jill Farmer for TB Exteriors, your choice for professional roofing, gutter, siding, and windows in the St. Louis metro area. They'll help you with your roofing insurance claims for residential or commercial roofs. They're CertainTeed Select Shingle Masters and offer the highest level warranties. Right now, mention KTRS and get $500 off a full roof replacement. Call TB Exteriors at 636-362-9503 or visit tbexteriorsmo.com to schedule a free estimate.
Now, back to McGraw. Presented by Londoff Chevrolet and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's take some phone calls, some text messages, phone calls, 314-931-5877. 314-931-5877. Text your questions, comments, and everything else to 84126. It is as simple as that. From the Country Club Car Wash text line. Great interview with Jan. Love her story about writing her first book at 90, right? That's inspirational right there. Just ordered 2 books for my granddaughters. Good to see. Here's another one. I wonder if caller Jim would call in to say he took your advice last Friday, which was stop watching the news, go do something nice for somebody and help out. We'll see if he took my advice. Here's another one. I heard the Peabody building was the result of some midnight politics. Originally, the city was supposed to have green space along that corridor between the old courthouse and the new courthouse. Is that true? If so, the Post reports that downtown buildings are only 73% occupied. Any chance of tearing it down and creating that green space corridor? I guess I have to look at a map. I mean, Great Rivers Greenway just spent a boatload of money redoing Keener Plaza. This Keener Plaza is all the way up and down that strip. So, I mean, there's a lot of green space there. So, do we really need more green space there if you tear down that building? That was the old building that had Deerdorf and Hartz right there at that building, that Peabody building. I don't know if more green space is the answer. They have the city garden there. They have the Sarah sculpture, which is down there, which a lot of people think is an abandoned lot. They want to tear down the Sarah sculpture because they don't realize that it's actually a world-famous sculpture.
Looks like leftover wreckage.
It looks like they haven't finished clearing the building after they destroyed it. Now, that one's terrible. But the one at the Contemporary Museum in the Central West, or in, I guess, Grand Center, that one's cool.
Yes.
But that one's hidden and no one sees that one. The one everyone sees that looks like they just forgot to take the last remnants of the steel girders out. That's the one there. I guess right by the old. Is Channel 5 still there?
For now.
Yeah, they haven't moved yet. But then, I mean, they've got the soccer stadiums right there. They just spent $100 million on Soldiers Memorial right there. I mean, they've got a lot of green space from City Hall all the way up to Keener Plaza. So I don't know if green space is the problem. The problem is, if you're asking my humble opinion, we don't have enough people and we don't have enough businesses wanting to live downtown. A lot of people will point to the 1% earnings tax. The Peabody Coal Company, right, has been around a long time in St. Louis dealing with the 1% earnings tax. I don't know if that's the issue. It doesn't help, but it's not a deal breaker per se. But again, it's well documented, the problems with the region, and long documented with the difficult business of coal. Even though President Trump is singing the praises of coal, renewable energies are really starting to take hold, whether it's wind, solar, all those other things. So I don't know. It's another blow. I mean, it's not good news. It's bad news. My problem that I brought up earlier about the Peabody was Greater St. Louis Inc. They hired a guy who doesn't know anything about St. Louis. It's going to take him 2 years to sort of figure it out. So he probably came in, and the first thing he learned was, Peabody's getting ready to leave. Who's Peabody? What's Keener Plaza? Right? I mean, imagine that guy coming into Greater St. Louis Inc., which is an organization designed to bring businesses in, keep businesses here. You sit down, you grab a cup of coffee, and they say, by the way, Peabody's getting ready to leave. Okay, who are they? What are they? What's going on? Talk about a tough job, but they decided to go outside the region for that job as opposed to keeping it inside the region, which we'll see how that decision works out, but it is what it is. All right, Russell's on line one. Russell, good morning. You're on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, McGraw.
Yes, sir.
You guys are always comparing yourself to the old people station down the street?
Oh, we are not comparing ourselves to the old persons down the street, but go ahead. What's your point?
Well... Okay.
Well, I mean, we're both talk show hosts. We're both on the radio. We were born of the corporate radio no longer having a voice in St. Louis, so the people there left there to open up KTRS to be the sole St. Louis voice 30 years ago. So we're always going to be tied at the hip in some way, shape, or form. 3/4 of the people working here worked over there.
I got you.
Yeah.
But here's my question for you.
Yes.
Saturday morning, I got a text from my buddy saying, let's meet at the bar for the game.
Okay.
So I said, okay. So I didn't want to look, like I don't follow them that much. So I go to your station to get the countdown. okay,
Mm-hmm.
to the game, the hours. So the countdown came up. I figured it out. Supposed to be there at 4:30. I got there a little after, between about 4:15 or so. And guess what? The game was halfway at the halftime.
Yeah, the game started. Game started at 2:30.
Yeah, but your clock down said it started at 4:30.
What clock down? What are you talking? What I don't understand. What do you mean by clock down?
Do you ever go to your website?
Yes, from time to time.
When you go to your website, like when I hang up, go to your website, and it'll tell you have 5 days, 4 hours, 33 minutes, or whatever to the game.
Oh, I see. So the website had the wrong start time, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I'll have to check on that. I do know all day Friday and all day Thursday and all day Wednesday we were talking about the game started at 2:30. So I'll do a double check. Maybe somebody didn't update the website.
Well, I didn't. The guys didn't really like me because I was late and it was my turn to buy, I guess. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. You're blaming us for the start time debacle, so you didn't have to pull out your wallet and pay for the drinks.
No, I still pull out.
Oh,
pulled
okay.
out and bought.
All right.
Okay,
enough.
but
Fair
I
enough.
just thought. I mean, whoever's in charge of that ought to.
I will do some research. I did not know of the problem, Russell. I will see what I can do.
Okay.
All right, good.
Gotcha.
Thank you, sir. John, line 2. John, good morning. You're on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, good morning, McGraw. Two quick things. First of all, the Sarah sculpture, they can't tear it down because a couple of weeks ago there was a couple of homeless families living in there.
I mean, it makes no sense.
I kid you not.
I believe it. I'm surprised. I mean, you can hide behind. I don't know why you'd
That's
want to
it.
walk down that thing. You bad guys can hide in it. It makes no sense.
For sure. And the second thing, you were talking about it on Friday. How's the puppy?
So we got the yellow lab on Saturday morning. Found I guess they call him a private breeder, or it wasn't a professional breeder. It was a family that decided to mate their two labs, and we went a couple weeks ago and saw the mom and saw the dad and saw the wonderful family on the nice farm, and so they were ready Saturday. So we went and picked her up, and she's almost as cute as you, John.
Of course she is.
Almost as cute as you. She's adorable. She's 12 weeks old, and she's just a bag of skin and a smile, and she's very, the first night was a little rough. She was crying a little bit, but otherwise, knock on wood, so far so good.
Well, great. I'm glad to hear that. And treat Emerson to this if you get back on Facebook, if you aren't. It's called capital K, number 9, then capital KONVOY, K9 Convoy.
Yes. What is that?
It is a lady up in Wisconsin. She's got a small school bus. She picks up dogs and takes them out to her family's farm, and they run around, and she posts videos every day, and they're tremendous. She's got 1 million hits so far.
K9 Convoy.
Yes.
And so you go and look at her dogs running around.
Yes, I mean it's great. You'll see them all. They dress them up for all sorts of holidays. It's just great.
Yeah, I lost the name. I wanted something else, but she wanted Rosie, and so the 5-year-old won that battle. I did the best I could. I did the best I could. I offered her. I tried to bribe her with so many other things. I tried to bribe her with, I'll buy you anything from the American Girl doll catalog. I almost got her on that, but. No, I lost, but no, she's pretty excited, and no, it's a pretty fun household. So it'll be a good holiday season for us.
Glad to hear that, McGraw.
Thank you, sir. Talk to you soon.
Have a great day.
You got it. 9:40 here, Big 550 KTRS. Is Farmer Dave back on the yard sale? No, it was a special edition. Josh was out of town, so he invoked Farmer Dave. He was back. That was a one-off. Hey, McGraw, congrats on the puppy. That's awesome. Can you give a shout-out to Don Mattingly, is available to come on the Cardinals? He'd be great bench coach. He's a Midwest guy from Evansville, Indiana. Not only is Don Mattingly an Evansville, Indiana guy, not only would he be great for the Cardinals, but he grew up a Cardinal fan. He was at a couple of the charity events with Albert Pujols, and I had a chance to talk with Don Mattingly a couple of times. I suspect him leaving the Blue Jays. He's looking for another job. I know he was with the Marlins, well-respected baseball man. I love me some Donnie baseball, even though he was a Yankee. Love your program. Whatever happened to Frank Opinion? Frank Opinion retired. Let's see here. I am driving with focus turned on. I see your message when I get to where I'm going. I don't know what that means.
That is somebody's auto reply that they not supposed to be texting while driving.
Oh, I got you. I see. Whatever happened to your dog Molly? Molly went to doggy heaven a couple of years ago, and I told myself and everybody else that I'd get a new dog when I was over Molly. So I broke that rule. I'll never be over Molly. I'll never be over Macho Grandes. I'll never be over Molly. She was a special lady. What else we got going on here? Listening to you from the app from Miramar Beach, Florida, while looking at the amazing Gulf water. It's 47 degrees here, but still beautiful. Good morning, McGraw. So excited to hear that you and Emerson have a dog in the house. Did you talk this morning about the occupant in the White House and how he pardoned a number of people for federal crimes against trying to overturn the 2020 election? There have been no charges against the people, however, he has pardoned them. No, we haven't talked about that. Are the homes the hedge funds are buying foreclosed or abandoned properties? Do we know? I think the answer is both. These hedge funds, again, I know a little bit about this, enough to be dangerous, just because it's curious to me. The hedge funds come in and they buy up anything and everything if it makes sense in the formula. They don't take any type of emotional decision. Oh, this is close to work. Oh, this is near grandma's house. Oh, I always liked this street. Oh, this has good bones. I have a good... No. Hedge funds solely on the numbers. If it makes sense, if it's an abandoned building and it costs $20,000 to get it up and livable and rentable, and that makes sense, we'll do it. If it's $40,000 and the rents won't support it, they don't. They are strictly by the numbers. They don't care about neighborhoods, about giving back to the community, about revitalizing an area, or let's make this house, let's put a more expensive shingle on the roof because that will then last longer. No. They don't care. All the things we do, fixing up a house, buying a house. Oh, I like this blue wallpaper. Oh, let's use a neutral tone. Oh, you know what? While we're here, let's fix the whole backyard. No. These hedge funds come in, and it is down to the penny. And if it's overpriced by 1 penny and they can't get it for that 1 penny, they'll pass. If they can go in and get it and make a penny on it, yeah, they'll do it. So they are cutthroat. If it's occupied and they can make money, great. If it's abandoned and they can fix it up and make money, great. But there's no sentimental value, no nothing. Purely numbers. And part of the downfall, but that's just me. 9:44 here, Big 550 KTRS. All right, more phone calls, more text messages when we come back. Michael's Baths. Talking to the nanny over the weekend. Are you still talking about Michael's? Yes. We're still talking about Michael's Baths. Yes. If you're looking to give your bathroom a complete overhaul, maybe a little bit of a facelift, or anything in between, Michael's Baths for 30 years. They use quality products like Central and Moen. They are no gimmicks, no surprises, just quality workmanship you can trust. You want to turn your tub into a shower, your shower into a tub. You want to redo the vanity. How about the wallpaper? You got some mold over here. You want to redo this. Yeah, he can do it all. And he can do it 30 to 50% less expensive than everybody else in town. In fact, as if you need more of an incentive, Michael's Baths has A-plus ratings from every service. Everybody loves them, including the nanny. And my neighbors use Michael's Bath. But also, if you're a veteran, they can also help you apply for some VA grants if you're a veteran. So call and ask about that. And on top of all of that, Michael's Baths will offer you a free shower or $500 off your bathroom if you call now. What are you waiting for? Call Michael. 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $4,500. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by Oakville Equipment for a test drive to see their full line of Kubota tractors. You can also visit them at oakvilleequipment.com.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for our friends at Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution, and they've been in St. Louis for over 20 years with 2 locations, one at Clayton and Lindbergh, and the other one just west of 270 on Olive. If you've got your own business and you want to have a better banking experience, look no further than Triad Bank. Their mission is to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services to you and your business. For more, go to triadbanking.com.
Truck drivers, wherever you want to take your driving career in 2026, Schneider has an opportunity for you. Our huge selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers can choose from dedicated, intermodal, dry van, and tanker options. Don't wait to upgrade your career before the new year. Search jobs and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
I'm Reed Millard, president of Lupton Millard Chapel of St. Louis. We've been faithfully serving St. Louis families for generations. At Lupton Millard Chapel, we understand it's the little things that make a big difference for the families we serve. A traditional church funeral or a unique celebration of life. Providing the finest in services and attention to detail has always been the hallmark of our family.
Lupton Millard Chapel, the leader in excellence since 1905. For more information, go to LuptonMillardChapel.com.
Macy's has Black Friday deals you can shop now. That means you're getting early access to our top holiday deals on gifts for everyone on your list, including you. Like select sweaters for just $19.99. This season's hottest shoes and boots, 40 to 50% off. And festive sheet sets from $7.99 to $17.99. So come into Macy's, beat the rush, and get your holiday shopping done early. Black Friday early access starts here at Macy's. Savings off select styles. Exclusions apply.
Join Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of St. Louis for the Spirit of St. Nicholas Ball, Friday, December 5th. An evening of fun, food, and dancing, all to bring the healing, help, and hope to those in need across our community. Purchase tickets or learn more at ccsTL.org. Don't miss the Spirit of St. Nicholas Ball on Friday, December 5th, online at ccsTL.org. Together, we can bring the light of healing, help, and hope to those who need it most.
Now, back to McGraw. Presented by Londoff Chevrolet and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, tomorrow's Veterans Day. And then Wednesday, we'll be here tomorrow for Veterans Day. I know a lot of places will be closed, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't understand why. I don't understand why on Veterans Day the banks are closed, the mail's closed, companies are closed. I think if I were king, if I were president of the United States, I would demand or pass a law that says that all veterans should get the day off. All veterans should get a paid vacation day. And the rest of us have to work. Why should I get a day off for you volunteering your life to the military? It doesn't make any sense. So the veteran takes off, and the veteran wants to go to the bank. Can't go to the bank because the bank's closed. Oof, thanks. Veteran wants to take a day off and go to the dry cleaner. Well, the dry cleaner's off because it's Veterans Day. I'm not a veteran. I shouldn't get the day off. I should work tomorrow. And the veteran should get the day off. And the veteran should be able to get the mail on his day off. Right? The veteran should get the day off tomorrow. The rest of us should all go to work. But what do I know? Jim on line 1. Jim, good morning. Welcome to KTRS.
Good morning. Hey, I did take your advice over the weekend.
Yeah.
And so I had to, I was already in the process, actually, over the last couple of weeks of doing good deeds. And the first back a couple of weeks ago, I thought the Boy Scouts were doing their food drive at the store.
Okay.
So, I went and bought the shelf-stable type things.
Yeah.
And a pretty good mix, most of it, for the most part, healthy. I dove in. To finish that story, it was the Cubs. I went and bought all this food for them, for the boy who I thought it was the Boy Scouts, but it was the Cub Scouts, and they were actually selling popcorn. I had already bought the food, and so I bought a big 25-pack popcorn, microwave popcorn box. It's got 25 in it. I bought one of those, and I saved what I bought because from what I was told. And this should be coming up in the next week, I think. The Boy Scouts will be doing their food drive, their canned food, food pantry type stuff, food drive. So I dove in. I ate the box of jambalaya mix that I bought for them. So I replaced that. And I forgot there is this product that you can buy. I always buy it when I do this. I did not see it this year. It's called Boston Brown Bread. It comes in a can.
Okay, Jim. So what you're saying is Friday I said turn off the news and do something good. So you went and you bought some popcorn from the Boy Scouts, and you bought some food for the next time the Boy Scouts or the Cub Scouts.
That should be in about a week.
Have a food drive. That's
so
good.
I shored that all up.
All right. Well, that's a step.
Gave it some more thought.
Did you feel better?
Politics.
I
did avoid politics in the news.
Yeah. Did you feel better? Do you feel a little better?
Not really. I mean, it's just such a whirl. It's such a whirlwind going on these days.
Well, how do you know? How do you know? You haven't been
every day,
Jim. How do you know you haven't been paying attention to the news?
Well, I did not really focus. In fact, I kind of just didn't even watch any of the Sunday morning news.
Oh my
programs.
goodness!
I didn't watch much of that.
Beautiful. I tell you what, you sound so much healthier mentally.
But let me tell you something, though.
Right. Well, I got to go.
I did watch 60 Minutes last night. Did you see the farmers that are still believing what these guys are? They're still believing in these guys.
Well, I didn't. Jim. I did not take. They had, for those who missed it, 60 Minutes did a story on Tennessee farmers, Tennessee cotton farmers, and then Missouri soybean farmers, cow ranchers, and then it was the plight of the farmer. I thought it was real good, Jim. I thought it was. I thought it was very informative. I thought CBS 60 Minutes got out of the way and just let the farmers tell the story. Something very similar to what we did a couple weeks ago. So we sort of beat 60 Minutes at their own game, if I do say so, if breaking my arm, patting myself on the back.
Just remember the old saying, any of you farmers out there, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
I don't like to be fooled, see. Jim, thanks for checking in. Keep the news off. Keep doing those good deeds. From the Country Club Car Wash text line, somebody here has an issue with something I said. From the Country Club Car Wash text line, Frank Opinion didn't retire. He moved to 590. Frank looked for a new home when 590 went to All Sports. I don't know. Frank, I guess technically didn't retire from 550. He quit. So he went in and he quit, and so he stopped working here. So retire, quit. Sorry, he did go to 590, and then 590 was always sports. So I don't know what you're talking about when it went All Sports. And I think Frank was there for 2 years, maybe 2 years. Okay, you're right. Frank Opinion did not retire. Frank Opinion quit 550 KTRS. Okay, sorry. I didn't know that was so offensive. And then somebody else chimes in, wow, I guess it makes you feel a little less wretched for saying Frank Opinion retired.
He is currently retired.
I have no ill will towards Frank Opinion. I wish him the best. I don't know what are you so angry? What are you angry with me for? What did I do? I had nothing to do with anything. The guy quit. What do you want from me? Demolition equipment working at the Millennium. Just passed there 15 minutes ago. All right. Let's see here. Are you doing the Black Friday remote at Christopher's? Yes, we're doing the Black Friday remote at Christopher's, 7 to 11. We're also going to be broadcasting what I was going to get to before I was so rudely interrupted by my own thoughts. Tomorrow's Veterans Day, and then Wednesday, we're going to be broadcasting from St. Louis Closet Company to kick off the Toys for Tots campaign. So there you go. I missed the puppy's name. Can you repeat it? Rosie. Did I see Nikki Glazer on Saturday Night Live Saturday night? No, I did not. I have it taped. Was she any good?
She was very good. She did like 8 minutes of stand-up at the front instead of a monologue.
Oh, nice. Yeah, beautiful. All right, cool. All right, let's see here. We like Rosie. What were the other name suggestions? I wanted Dixie. I like Betsy. I wanted Clover. There was a lot of names that were on the list. Pickles was on the list. There were a lot of names on the list. I lost all of them, so what are you going to do? Let's see here. McGraw, you're a good man for humoring Jim. He's lonely. Jim seems very lonely. Scouting for food is in the next 2 weeks. Bags out on the 15th, and we'll collect bags on the 22nd. All right, good to know. Let's see here. This is the new guest host, and if not, what time is your show over? I don't know what that means. Hey, McGraw, you and your fake anger.
Text of the day.
Yeah. No, the text of the day is going to be, let's see here. The text of the day is, there you go. For $50,000, you could have cloned Molly. There is your text of the day. Country Club Car Wash will receive a free Country Club Car Wash text, or a free Country Club Car Wash. Hey, Reese Nichols, the grand opening was last week. The ribbon has been cut, and now you'll see Reese Nichols signs all over town. Reese Nichols is Missouri's most trusted real estate brokerage. They've been in the metropolitan area, or I should say the state, for 125 years. They go back 45 years here in Missouri. They go back 125 years in Missouri. I think 20 years in the region. The point is this. The same great agents you've come to know, the same great expertise you've come to appreciate, Reese Nichols is all of that. They've just changed their name from Berkshire Hathaway to Reese Nichols. They were still owned by the same people. That's it. The only thing that happened, the only thing that changed was the logos changed and the colors changed. They'll still be big supporters of local charities, big supporters of St. Louis. Buying and selling a home, you want to go with the best. Reese Nichols. Reese Nichols or ReeseNichols.com. We're done. Frank's up next. Have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow. Thanks for putting up with me.
Shimano and Jewel Farmer, weekdays 10 to noon, right here on KTRS, the talk of St. Louis.
At Bank of America, we're proud that more than 20,000 veterans and people with military backgrounds have joined our ranks since 2015. Now we're committed to adding 10,000 more over the next 5 years. By helping veterans achieve their career goals, we're moving from appreciation to action, and together, helping expand economic opportunity across America. Visit bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, this is Stuart Rosenblum, president of Stewart's American Mortgage.
Stewie!
Mortgages are the biggest investment that a person's going to make in their life, yet most people don't know anything about it. Tune in for Mortgages and More with Stewie. That's me, where we can go over all the different types of mortgage programs in simple terms. You, me, Stewie! You'll become an expert after the first show.
Listen to Mortgages and More with Stewie, Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. on KTRS. Mizzou football.
The rushing touchdown, and Missouri extends the lead.
KTRS AM, FM 106.1, K291CW St. Louis. This is where St. Louis comes to talk.
What number do you want?
The Big 550.
KTRS.
St. Louis. This is the Big 550 KTRS St. Louis.
Live and local.
Depend on it.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. House Speaker Mike Johnson urging members of